welcome to Build Up to a Good Game, and it's West Ham United against Manchester City. A kick-off an hour and 5 minutes away. The lineups, of course, are already out there on the bottom of your screen. We'll get to them in just a second. But before we do, Gonzo, how is oneself?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. I'm not being rude, all right? I'm looking at my screen's here, my camera's there. There's been a week of technical difficulties. Do you know what I mean? What with you, then me last night. Harry sat in on the toilet as well, glitching. So yeah, if you think can't do this all the time, I've got to do that. I'm not being rude. I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, better than you. I had my technology stress during the week. It's your turn.
Yeah.
I won't be as cruel as you were, though. So funny enough, Adrian's asking if I broke my PC. No, but it looks like Gonzo's broke his, though.
I'm on a laptop. I'm on a laptop. Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, right then, the West Ham team. Let's get up just the West Ham team on the banner at the bottom for you. It's Areola in goal. Wan-Bissaka comes in at right back, and Mavropanos will partner Kilman at centre back, while Emerson's left back. Alvarez comes into the team to partner Rodriguez in a double pivot for West Ham this afternoon. Jared Bowen on the right. We assume it'll be Paqueta on the 10 and Kudus on the left, and Mikel Antonio as the striker. Gonzo, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like it. Why not? Brilliant. Why not? Look, Souček has done nothing wrong in the first two league games, and he wasn't very good against Bournemouth. That's fine. All right, try something else. Do it different. I'm surprised he's gone from 2 target men to none. That's a little bit odd, to be honest with you. But look, I've got no complaints with this team. Well, actually, I do. That's a lie. But this is I like it. This is if he can find a way to get Kudus off that left hand side during the game, I'll be more than happy with this, mate. I've got to say, I'll be more than happy with that. The striker role is for somebody to grab. All right. At the moment, nobody's grabbed it. None of them. Not, so I'm quite happy to dip one in and one out until someone grabs the ball by the horns and then says, right, this shirt is mine. I'm the striker for West Ham United. At the moment, neither of them have. It's Jared Bowen and Souček that have been scoring the goals and whatnot. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Looking forward to it, though.
I think it's also the opponent. Whilst I would have preferred Füllkrug to start, I agree. Neither of them have done anything to warrant that starting spot. However, Füllkrug's not really had much of an opportunity yet, and I would have preferred him in this game. But given that we're playing Man City, it's likely to be counter-attacking football. It's likely to be more hit and hope. I get why we've gone for what he considers possibly to be the more mobile of the two strikers, and I think he is. I think Antonio is still the more mobile of the two attackers. So I sort of get why he's gone for it. I just hope it's Kudus in the middle and Paqueta on the left. However, I don't think it will be. But in terms of the back four and the midfield pairing, I'm really happy with that, to be honest with you. I can't complain too much with the starting 11 today. I was pleased, actually, because him dropping Souček feels quite big. I think it feels bigger than it needs to be as well. But it's almost reassuring to some extent, which is nobody's undroppable. Well, there's probably some players undroppable, but Souček isn't one of those players. And I think that gives me a little bit of a Lopetegui cuddle before today's game, if that makes sense. So I'm pleased.
Yeah, look, me too. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, moving on, we'll do the West Ham subs then. Fabianski is on the bench, as is Sufal. Casey is on the bench alongside Todibo and Souček. And Creswell is injured after he picked up an injury warming up on Wednesday night. Andy Irving is on there after rejecting moves away on deadline day. Somerville and Guilherme are on the bench, and Niklas Füllkrug is on there. So no room for Danny Ings. Danny Ings is the player left out of the squad this evening.
I'm delighted with that. I got to say, I'm not silly enough to think the manager's going to always pick exactly the team that I want. But I honestly, I can have no complaints with that. I really can't. He's got the people on the bench I wanted to. I was really pleased to see Casey on there. Really pleased with that. Füllkrug, this was important. I felt we had 3 choices with Füllkrug, which were, bearing in mind he's 18, either having him involved in the first team. Sorry, Guilherme. Yeah, Füllkrug's not under 18.
Füllkrug's definitely not 18.
No, certainly not. No. Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, Guilherme. Either get him involved with the first team, loan him out, or put him in the under-21s. Just do something. Don't do none of them. So I'm really pleased to see him involved. I really am. I would. It's going to be tough. It's Man City. You know, are we going to be in a position to bring him off the bench? You know, you would imagine not. But I'm pleased to see him on there.
I actually disagree. I think if we're 2 goals down, I think it's a perfect opportunity to bring him off the bench. Actually, if the game,
but we're not going to be. To be fair,
if the game feels like it's over and done with, if Man City are comfortable, then I think it gives you an opportunity to get Guilherme on. It might even present. It's a bit bold putting Casey on in this game, but if you'd put him in the back 3, I think it's maybe opportunities to bring on youngsters are few and far between. That's what Guilherme is. He's still a youngster. So I think there might be a chance today. I think the Ings one sends a message to Danny Ings to some extent, which is you should have left in that last week of the transfer window. You had an opportunity to go. You should have taken it. But realistically, the chance of us bringing on 2 strikers against Man City, I would suggest are slim to none. So
yeah,
I actually feel like this bench and the previous ones, in fairness, have had a bit of balance to it, and he's picking the right players rather than hierarchy at the club, which is a complaint I had under the previous manager, where it felt like whoever was oldest and most experienced got on the bench, regardless of what. Sometimes we'd have 5 defenders, and there'd be like no striker on the bench because Mubama was playing for the 21s or something. So I'm pleased with it. Actually, I'm happy with what I've done. Would you like to take a look at the Man City team?
Unfortunately, not. But I think we'll have to, right?
Yeah, in goal for Man City. What are you doing?
I've no idea, mate.
It's like something out of Paranormal Activity, that camera switch there. In goal is Ederson. They've got a back 4 with Rico Lewis at right back. Akanji playing centre back with Ruben Diaz and Gvardiol at left back. Kovacic continues in midfield alongside Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. Jack Grealish will start on the left wing up against Wan-Bissaka. Doku out on the right wing, and then Erling Haaland up front.
So, yeah, I mean, Kovacic played really, really well in the first game. It's an incredible team, actually. Grealish featuring there, which I didn't expect. So I wonder what Doku's doing. Doku going to pop out on the right, maybe?
Yeah, he will. Grealish is always on the left, so...
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Gvardiol, great. What a great player he is, by the way. They're excellent, and there's no doubt about it that they are an excellent team, Geo. Absolutely excellent team. So, yeah, we were going to have our work cut out today. No doubt about that at all.
When I discovered the lineups before we went live, I went and tried to have a look at the historical data between Grealish and Wan-Bissaka, because obviously Grealish is possibly one of the better players for sort of luring right backs in and getting them to commit fouls and stuff like that, whereas Wan-Bissaka is one of the stronger one-on-one defenders. So I thought, this is an interesting matchup. 2 real strong players. They haven't really come up against each other all that much recently because of just availability at both clubs. So occasionally it's been Foden against Dalot, it's been Foden against Wan-Bissaka, it's been Doku against Dalot. So there's not been too many times. So you had to go back quite a few games. But the last game, Wan-Bissaka got booked in the first half against Jack Grealish. So I stopped at that. I read that. I thought that'll do. That'll do. I've seen it. I don't need to see any more. I'll get a bit worried because I'm actually happy with the West Ham team at present. To be honest with you, it doesn't really matter what Man City do, does it? They're going to have a strong 11. When you wait until you see their bench, then you realise it just it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But this is the Man City bench. So they've got Ortega on there, who's obviously the goalkeeper. Kyle Walker on the bench alongside John Stones and Nathan Ake. Rodri's back from injury, so he's on the bench alongside Gundogan. Nunes didn't get his move away on deadline day, so he is among the substitutes for Manchester City, as well as McAtee, who was on loan at Sheffield United, and O'Reilly as well. So that's the Manchester City bench for you this evening. Just quality everywhere, Gonzo.
Yeah, very good, hey? Very, very good indeed. Yeah, they're a quality outfit. And obviously with Arsenal's result or lack of earlier, that they're going to be wanting to put early pressure on. I don't know if they're the bookies' favourites for the title, Arsenal, but everybody seems to be saying that they're going to win the title this year. So that's going to annoy you if you're somebody as won as much as Pep Guardiola. So an opportunity to put a couple of points between them and the Gooners. Great team, but I have to say, Man City are going to go into a lot of games where a few games but like Arsenal, maybe Liverpool and possibly, Chelsea been buying players. When haven't Chelsea been buying players, actually? I was going to say Chelsea been buying players this season. Chelsea been buying players for 20 years. But I think a lot of the time, there'll be sometimes where you look at the opposition and thinks, oh, these lot could cause us a bit of bother today. I wouldn't be surprised if he looks at the West Ham team and thinks, oh, this is slightly awkward. I think if that works, Rodriguez and Alvarez in front of that back four, and I think if Wan-Bissaka plays as he has shown already, don't have to do anything more, just continue as he played in his first substitute appearance and played against Bournemouth, then we could be a bit of a tricky team, actually. And it's really a case of can we spring them on the counter? So I think, look, they've got a really, really good team there. They really do. And I'm not suggesting for a moment West Ham's team is better than Manchester City's, but it doesn't take them to have much of an off day and us to have a good day for us to beat them. I'd say that much. They don't have to be that much of a swing.
Harry's asking, where do we think Paqueta and Kudus are playing?
Well, I think he'll play Kudus on the left. Unfortunately, I prefer it the other way, Harry. But yeah, what do you think? Same?
Yeah, I completely agree. And I'm sensing a lot of frustration with Mikel Antonio starting today's game. We'll start to get people's thoughts in 5 or so minutes from the live chat, which I can understand. But I'm actually more frustrated if Kudus is on the left. I'm more frustrated about Kudus being on the left than I am with Mikel Antonio starting up front. I think the hindrance of Kudus is greater than the hindrance of not starting Füllkrug and starting Mikel Antonio. So that would be my biggest frustration. I'm quite confident that it'll be Kudus on the left and Paqueta in that number 10 role. And it might work. It may work. But you're relying on Paqueta to turn up, and I think he can be quite inconsistent, whereas Kudus, I think, even when he has a quiet game, he still causes a lot of bother to the defence as well. And also, they don't have Rodri playing, so they're sort of weaker in that central part of midfield, weaker than usual. And now I'm not saying Kovacic is a bad player or anything, but he's certainly not Rodri. And actually, I think there's an opportunity to get Kudus in there. Now, physically, it'll be interesting if he is on the left, though, Kudus, because Rico Lewis has got to be the smallest fullback in the Premier League. Damn fine player, but he is small. So I expect Kudus to practically throw him out the way running down that left wing today. I think Walker physically and pace would be able to keep up with Kudus and give him a bit of a battle, but I'm not sure Rico Lewis can. In possession, I think Rico Lewis is a fantastic footballer, but defensively reads the game really well, and he's not slow, but I do think Kudus has maybe got an opportunity to get running at him, whereas Bowen up against Gvardiol, I think it's maybe 1-0 to the defender over on that side. But yeah, so anyway, that's what I think. We're going to do a little bet now. If this bet wins, we're going to give the winnings to one of you. But thanks to the super chats yesterday and the fact that Bet365 have got a promotion on for today's game, we're going to be doubling the stake to a tenner. Ria putting £10 on this game, so hopefully we'll either have double the winnings, so 2 winners, or we'll have an easier bet in order to achieve the £100. Up to you what you fancy, Gonzo. But before we start putting this together, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and also drop a like on the video as well. Over 1,500 likes on last night's video, Gonzo. Mental.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, what a great evening, though. What a great evening that was. Absolutely amazing. Transfer deadline day on Hammers chat. It was. So
it was fun.
It was.
What you fancying?
Well, I'm glad we have to go West Ham win. We've got to go for a West Ham win. It wouldn't be fair and fruity if we didn't. We don't have to, but I feel we should. I don't like to. It's funny. I'm quite happy to predict a loss for West Ham in the build up, and I haven't for this one. I've predicted we'll win, but I don't know. It's not about the bet. I think to make it juicy, I think you've got to predict a win. It's not about feeling good about the win and feeling good about winning some money. So we'll go for a West Ham win.
Well, I'm going to put Alvarez to commit 2 fouls in, which isn't as juicy, but I think it's more likely to land. What else you fancying then? Bowen for a shot on target? I think he'll hit the target at least once.
He'll definitely hit the target. He can't stop, can he? Really? Let's be fair.
Anything else you fancy for the bet?
Oh, I don't know. Just I'm having a little.
To be fair, let me just check. Yeah, I mean that'll give us £200 back. So
Does it?
we can do two £100 winners, can't we?
Yes, do that.
Okay, right. Okay, so that's the money. The bet is on. So if these three things happen, two people will win £100 cash, and it's bet 365. So West Ham somehow go 2-0 up. West Ham win is secured, even if we go on to lose 5-2. It doesn't matter. So we need West Ham to win, Alvarez to commit 2 or more fouls, and Jared Bowen to have 1 shot on target. If that bet wins, two people will win £100 cash tonight. To enter, you must be subscribed to the channel, but also in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
Diaz the way to do it.
Diaz the way to do it. Get that into the live chat. There's always a ninja typer ready to get theirs in. So once the time will get up on the screen and you're entered into the bet giveaway should it win. There we go. Thank you to Laws.
It's quick.
Some say who wants to be a millionaire? Fastest finger first. Remember that?
I beg your pardon. Sorry, I was thinking of something else then. Right.
I said who wants to be a millionaire, not who plays with a millionaire.
Yeah, my old man was on that. Did I tell you that?
What? Who plays with a millionaire?
Well, that one, both actually. Yeah. My old man who comes on the channel. He's yes, he was on.
Did you get through fastest finger?
I don't remember. I don't remember any fastest finger. I think if I did, I'd still be teasing him now. I don't remember fastest finger.
Was he good?
Oh
with
no,
the
he
fastest...
got in the chair. He sat in the chair.
So that means he was really good at fastest finger then.
It's a legend. Some say a legend. Legendary, that's it. Yeah. He sat in the chair. Chris
How much
Tarrant,
money
all
did
the
he
stuff.
win?
£16,000, right?
That's all right.
But my mum, I'll never forget this. So I'm sorry. Look, Mum, I'm sorry. Family business and the rest of it. So he loves quizzes. He watches them all, right? The geezer in the chair one, the pointless, the all the stuff, right? He watches all the quizzes and he sits there and he'll go to a quiz. You know, he's the guy, right? Particularly before mobile phones, everyone cheats at him now. He's the guy, right? Real general knowledge. And my mum said to him afterwards, she said, Dan, I've had to sit there for years, you watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and every time someone bottles it, you've always said, why didn't they just go for it? Because that's like the threshold. I think, as I remember it, like there was like 30,000 something was a threshold. Once you get past that, you can get no less. Or was something like that.
Yeah, it's 32. Gonzo, the money doubles. It's not difficult. It goes 16 to 32.
Listen, I'm not claiming to be the genius in the family. My point is, right, she said, for years, we've sat in the lounge and you saying, he should have gambled. I know the answer to that. And she said, and you didn't even do it. So he took the 16 grand.
Well, I mean, to complain he only won 16 grand is a nice complaint.
I knew she wasn't complaining. She was Alex. I'm sure they were happy to spend it together. But she just said,
observing. So she was just observing his behaviours.
Yeah.
Anyway, you've seen the teams. You were optimistic in the preview, a little bit tongue in cheek though. But how are you feeling?
I was tongue in cheek, Joe, but I was excited. But I still am, to be honest with you. I'm feeling. If you're asking, I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. I've been looking forward to West Ham putting out a team like this for some time. It's not perfect, but what can I do? I could wait around forever for a manager to put out exact 11 players just as I want them in exactly the positions I want them. I like everybody else. I can see the stuff about Duran. Yeah, it would have been nice to sign him, but we didn't. And but we had a magnificent transfer window. Magnificent. I'd be like, I said this in my video this morning, I'd be like a spoilt brat who just got 9 really good presents for Christmas complaining that I didn't get. Where's my 10th? Like the old, what's her name, Veruca off of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We had a magnificent transfer window. I really do. I'm absolutely adamant about that. I'm excited about it. I'm excited. There's still players I'm excited to learn about. I haven't seen enough of Somerville. I'm really buzzing to see Wan-Bissaka again. Delighted. I want to see more of Max Kilman. I'm really interested to see how this double pivot Dubry thing happens in front of the back four. I'm excited to see Bowen improving. I'm excited with Full Crew to come off the bench and see what he can do. I'm still looking to learn about him. I want to see more of Somerville. I have more things to be excited about than things to be annoyed about, put it that way. So I'm really looking forward to it, actually.
Yeah, We'll discuss transfer window in more in depth next week. It's the international break. We've got 2 weeks now. We're going to have to fill up with content. So there's going to be
one
reviews.
player a day.
Yes. Well, I was going to say maybe actually I was going to say one video reviewing each transfer, but we can maybe stretch it out. But I wouldn't use the phrase magnificent. I think it's been a good one, though. I'm not going to be negative. I think it's a good one. But I think I've had my fingers burnt in the past by praising a transfer window.
Mm-hmm.
The minute it shuts, and then 6 months later you're looking back thinking, hang on a minute, that wasn't really a good transfer. So I've become a little bit wary of praising a transfer window too soon, but I think it was good. I do think it was good. However, I ain't gonna remove your enthusiasm, because I think it's a wonderful thing to have when you're watching football and you're supporting your football team. And I'm looking forward to today's game. Actually, I just don't want to see white flag. My biggest criticism, or I say biggest, one of my criticisms of not just Moyes, but Allardyce as well. There's been enough managers at West Ham when you come up, it's play, you sort of play the badge, not the team. Now I think with Man City, I think you're playing both. And in fairness, it's not a bad side, but it felt like the result was inevitable before kickoff had even. We didn't even get the game underway, and we'd already been beaten. I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want to see that again. I want us to go out there. Now, I don't mean gung-ho attacking football against Man City, because that would just be stupid. But what I do want to see is us have some form of threat, an intention to try and win the game. And now that might be parking the bus for 80 minutes, but in that 10 minutes that you do get the ball, you try, whether it's counter-attacking football, whatever, have a plan that you've studied Man City for a week now. Your analysis have gone and done their business, their scouts done their business, they've come up and said, well, actually, here's their one or two weaknesses. This is maybe how you get at it, whether it's Kudus against Ricolus or whatever. I just want to see us lay a glove on them now and again. I accept that if West Ham play 10 out of 10 today, Man City play 10 out of 10 today, we're going to get beat. However, if Man City turn up and they have an off day, a 5 or 6 out of 10, I want us to be able to capitalise on that. I want us. Sure. I'm just fed up of us throwing down the red carpet for some teams and just going, oh, look how good these are. We got beat 2-0, get in. What a great result a 2-0 defeat was. They got beat 3-0, that other team over there, by a lesser side. And I just want us to just be brave sometimes. And today's a good opportunity. There's no pressure on us. There would have been if Crystal Palace beat us, but they didn't. There's no pressure on us today. We've got a good lineup. We've got good attacking players out on that pitch. And I think if we get it right, we might be able to do something. It'll be very difficult. I think with Rodriguez and Alvarez in there, I think we're going to stifle them in the middle of the park. We're going to force them out wide, which is going to put pressure on Wan-Bissaka and Emerson. I think Wan-Bissaka will be fine for the majority of his duel against Jack Grealish, who can also be quite foully. So if Wan-Bissaka can get past him a few times. My concern is Emerson, because I don't think he's been tested too much at West Ham defensively, because I think Soufal's been picked on a little bit. But now Doku against Emerson, I think that could cause us a little bit of bother down that side. And I don't think Kudus is the best at tracking back. So with Rico Lewis coming forward as well, I think that side could harm us. But I'm looking forward to I am genuinely looking forward to this game. My expectations are none. I'm expecting to get beat. But in a weird way, that relaxes me a little bit. I think, I can enjoy it a little bit. We go 1-0 down. I'm not going to get angry unless someone does something stupid. But I'm chilled out ahead of this game. And I like being chilled out. So anyway, before we get into the live chat, get your thoughts into the live chat before we do. So I point in direction of this video sponsor's Match Bingo. So if you're looking to add a little bit of spice and entertainment to watching West Ham against Manchester City, you can do via the Match Bingo app, which you can download in the description below. But please use that link so they know you've come from Hammers Chat. They've got a promotion on tonight. It is a gambling app though, so 18 plus and over. Please gamble responsibly, and it's only available in the UK. However, if you wish to go ahead, you've got a promotion on where you pay for 3, but you get 5 cards in total. So you get 2 freebies. So it costs you £6 in total to pick up 5 cards. Pays out first line, second line, as well as full house. We've had we started counting how many people said they'd won. We gave up at 20 and we started going about 25-ish, 30-ish. It's kept on going. And a lot of those winners have had multiple wins as well. Some people have scooped three-figure sums of money. It's a low-cost, fun way of adding a little bit of entertainment. You'll need some simple things to happen, like West Ham to take a kick-off, Man City to have a shot on target, and there'll be slightly more difficult things in there as well, because obviously not everybody can win. So if you fancy getting involved, links in the description. And thank you to anybody who has gotten involved, because the more you interact with Match Bingo, the more they're likely to continue their brand deal with us. They sponsored various YouTube channels last season, and they're only sponsoring one YouTube channel this season, and that's Hammers Chat. So a massive thank you to you who have got involved with them. Right then, let's get into the live
I've forgotten. I've just done it.
Let's get into the live chat. Peter says this game is a free hit. I have to agree with that one. Danny said he likes the lineup. Devious seem to remember him from the last stream. Keep it the hard work. I recognise your username. If you've said something or something, and I can't quite put your name to that, I apologise. But I certainly recognise the username. But well,
got a logo there as well. He's done a good job there.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Good news. Major just popped it in. I've lost it. He just said that Semenyo scored for Bournemouth, which is good news, because when I did my Fantasy League video, I said, just get this guy this weekend. Get Semenyo this weekend. And to be fair, I was looking at it after about an hour, and it was 2-0 Everton, and nothing had happened. But Semenyo's got a goal, so justified. I have been justified. Thank you to Semenyo. It equalised. Oh, he equalised. He scored to make it 2-2, I think, according to the Premier League app anyway. Rob has always wanted to ask a YouTuber. Gonzo, you can take this one.
Okay.
Do you get paid more if he watches the whole advert instead of skipping? He's happy to watch the adverts.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Look, thank you for asking. Listen. Let's be fair. They are tedious. I've got things that obviously non-football stuff. I like watch MMA videos and stuff like that, and other stuff. And even though it's like we do for a job, I watched one last night, and the advert was like a minute. Oh, come on! So the irony of me. Okay, come on, hurry up. I get it. They are tedious, but we do appreciate it. Thank you.
Bryce said it would be nice if we could avoid supporting betting industry. The thing is, Bryce, I gamble. Nice. I gamble, so I can't. I do get it. I get where you're coming from. However, we can't afford to cut that industry out completely. If a closed company came along and said, hey, we'll pay you what Match Bingo's paying, get rid of them, then happy days. We'd love to have no betting company. We would, but we can't afford it. If we had no brand deals, we'd maybe get by just, but it's the bare minimum.
It'd be tight. It'd be tight. This would be
some months we wouldn't be able to get by. There was one month not too long ago in June. I'll say it in June, because of the Euros. Financially, Hammers Chat was not great. It was a tough month for us, and our outgoings on Patreon was greater than our income. Not a good scenario to find yourselves in. We have commitments to other people, so the people that you see that get involved in Hammers Chat, the guests that you see over on Patreon, they'll get paid for the time. We don't ask anybody to do it for free, because obviously we're trying to do as a business. The last thing we want to do is then be like, hey, can everyone work for us for free, please? We feel uncomfortable doing that, so we're able to support some people, hopefully improve the content, but the brand deals are crucial to what we're doing. Like we've always said, we've got 3 income streams: brand deals, Patreon, and ad revenue that you see on YouTube. If you take one of them away, we wouldn't be able to do this. It's as simple. All 3 are vital. A lot of people watch YouTube videos with ad blockers. They obviously don't contribute financially to the channel, so that doesn't help. A lot of people have ended their Patreon because they just watch YouTube for free, which is fine, but Patreon allows us to do the YouTube channels. Anyway, sorry if I'm going off on a tangent, but we like being transparent. Crikey, Bournemouth 3-2 up. Jesus, was it Semenyo by any chance?
Oh wow.
Was please? I'm hoping Semenyo was
really late. What late? That is some late stuff, right? 90 was that 97 minutes?
Yeah, Semenyo goal, then Cook, and then Sinisterra scored as well. Crikey. 3-2 Bournemouth. Everton fans are going to go a little bit wild, actually. Yeah. That's a bad situation for...
That's 3 losses for them, right?
Yes, and they've conceded at least 3 goals in all 3 games as well now.
Yeah. But we see this so many times, Gio, with these teams that are perennially at the bottom. Eventually, they do just fall. They fight off season after season. There's definitely a tipping point. And yeah, look, Everton are a big club, but they're not the only big club in the world. There's no doubt about it. And I just think after a while, I think it just takes its toll on a club fighting and battling and scrapping every season against relegation. Sometimes you just go. Wouldn't it be ironic if they went this season when they didn't get the points deduction? When they stayed up last season when they did. But yeah, long way to go, obviously.
Moisey to Everton.
Someone said that, Shamrock Dan.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you? You can see it. He's waiting. He's waiting.
Yeah, Moisey will save him. It'd be funny. I wonder if everybody reacts to it. So I bet at the point, if that does happen, at the point where we know Dyche is going to go, everyone will know that Moisey will be linked with a job. I wonder if everybody will be as offended then as well as they were, bearing in mind what happened at West Ham. I doubt it.
We will see. We will see. And get your thoughts in regarding the game. It could be about the West Ham team. It could be about the Manchester City team, how you see the game going, any hopes you have, any big fears you have. Leave your score predictions. We'll let Nick and Northie do that when they join us. But get your thoughts in as well. And just to confirm for people asking, we do get money for those that have YouTube Premium. We do get paid. I guess all the money goes into a massive YouTube Premium pot, and then it gets divided out to those who have had views from people with YouTube Premium, because we check our revenue at the end of the month from Google. It does break it down as to where your revenues come from, and there's a little bit that says YouTube Premium. It's mainly the adverts, but there is a little bit for YouTube.
I'm just seeing here, Gio. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they've got it here. Month of July, there was £3 million just from ad revenue, and $500,000 from YouTube Premium. So yeah. I'm joking. Sorry, I can't do jokes like that. I'm joking. I'm drinking water from Aldi. I've had this same bottle. Look, no one's driving a Ferrari here. I'm joking. I bloody wish. I'm sat in my shed.
I don't even drive full stop. My driver's license is green. I only had it for identification purposes.
Yeah, that's true.
Clarence and Stu thinks we will give them a good game today. I think it'll be close with either team winning by a goal. William says Souček's dropped. Bowen, but the useless Bowen keeps his place. David saying Duran scored again. He did indeed. He came off the bench. I think that's Ollie Watkins' place. Potentially in trouble because he missed another sitter, Ollie Watkins, and Rodgers set him up for it. And I've got Rodgers in my fantasy league team. 2 weeks in a row now, Rodgers has put on a plate for Watkins and he's missed. So that's frustrating, that one is.
He's not your favourite anymore.
Watkins, he'll come good after the international break. He's just had a long summer, maybe. Man says, don't want the lads to play brilliant and we lose 1-0 right at the end. Hopefully not.
No, I wouldn't mind. I'm not saying I want us to lose. I wouldn't mind us playing brilliantly, though. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't mind us scoring a goal with a decent build-up or something to, that'd be nice. I'd like that, certainly. Jordan says, I will take a good performance today with an attitude that demonstrates desire. Something that suggests change from the belly-up approach to the top 6 sides we've seen in recent times. I completely echo Jordan's opinion there. I think I completely agree with that one. There's similarities, aren't there? Let's be fair. From what we've seen, and we've only seen 3 games so far, there's similarities between Lopetegui and Moyes. It seems that Lopetegui will make more substitutions. As we've seen, that's a separation. That is key. What you mentioned earlier on and what Jordan just said there, Gio, to not wave the white flag against the big clubs, to not think however many, whatever. There's 12 points we're not going to get this season, so factor those out. Yeah, not to do that. That would be a point of separation, a point of difference between Lopetegui and Moyes would be great, as you boys just pointed out. That'd be brilliant.
Gennaro says, I would have started Füllkrug over Antonio. Scoring chances will be limited, and Füllkrug is a better finisher. Danny says, it's the first time in a long time I fancy having a chance against Man City. Looking forward to seeing Alvarez and Rodriguez playing together. I completely agree with that last sentence. I'm intrigued. Defensively, they should be good, but also if they can both get on the ball on the half turn and start those progressive passes into the attacking trio, then we've just been a bit slow and very direct, and I want to start cutting that out a little bit. It's a difficult game to start trying to build up from the back, but hopefully we can see signs of it today. Slapper says he's got premium, ad block, and skip the pubes talk, but he's a patron to pay for the loss of ad revenue. But he only watches the YouTube stuff. Is that okay?
It's more than okay.
We don't have rules. We don't
No.
have rules. We haven't never said you have to do this. We said this is how you can support us. Make your own.
But you are supporting us.
Yeah, with his patron.
Even the biggest thing you can do with any of this stuff, as well, is clicking a thumbs up or sharing it on your social media is a big one as well. There's lots of things you can do. It's all very nuanced.
Jeff's asking who's on the bench. We'll put the West Ham bench up on the screen. We won't read it out, Jeff, but if you just look at the screen for the next couple of minutes, it will be scrolling along the bottom there. Dean actually thinks we're going to win. Thinks we're going to sneak a 2-1, and that's going to make him feel way much better.
Dean, rooting for you, mate. Rooting for you.
What's happened to Dean?
I'm not talking about it, but he's just you can go see on Twitter. But he's he deserves one of them. You know what I mean?
Fisting. I don't know if that'll cheer him up. Dean must have premium YouTube and top tier Patreon for a little bit of fisting from Gonzo. He's got to be a big contributor.
You got to do all three. You got to do the three key things to get.
You're on 3 million a month. It's from Dean. OnlyFans.
That's right. I want to get some Highland Spring now. Yeah.
Mark says we will find out how good our defence is today. Antonio won't last a full game, says Major, and we know Ings won't be able to come on, so that's a small bonus. Hammer 99 is a little concerned about the centre-back partnership. Would have started with Ben, but Kilman's lack of pace, and Mavropanos always has an error in him. Hoping they can prove him wrong. It is Man City, though. Jay says he's been fearing Wan-Bissaka coming in a little, as it'll give Emerson a much bigger challenge with teams targeting that side. You see them avoiding taking runs down our right when Wan-Bissaka has come on. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about Emerson against Doku today, to be honest with you. Lee says, wonder if we'll see Caduceus striker at some point with Somerville on the left. I think we're more likely to see Caduceus on the right and Bowen got up front than we are Caduceus go through the middle. Ross says, happy with the lineup, but I feel like we're more likely to score with Souček on the pitch with Lopetegui's
It
manager.
might be true. It just might be able to pass it, that's all.
Dylan says, Man City need the fisting. True is slightly worried about Mavropanos, says he's got a mistake in him, and against Man City, you cannot slip up. I think he looked a bit ropey against Bournemouth as well, Mavropanos. There was a little space behind him. Lucas says, will the Watch Along duo have a match clock for the show, being trying to sync up with the game for the chat? Not today. We have a solution, but it costs money, and Gonzo's not sharing that 3 million, and he doesn't have enough time to hand out more fistings in order to raise the money. So we it's something that we can't afford at the minute. We'd like to get it, but it's a bit pricey. Yeah. However, I'd really like it. It looks good. I think it looks good.
Nice. It is nice.
If we were playing European football, and maybe because we'd obviously have more games to use the template for. But like in September, we've only got 3 games, so it's not really worthwhile for 3 games a month. We're trying our best to fix it. We're aware of the issue. We found a solution. It's affording the solution. That's the problem. It's not like 20 quid a month or anything. We'd pay that. We're willing to pay a bit of money.
No, it's definitely not 20 quid a month. It's bloody expensive.
It's a 4-figure sum of money over the course of the season, and it's the figure doesn't start with a 1. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't start with a 5 or a 6 either, right? But when we've negotiated it as well, but we're doing our best. Weston said, I think we can outwork this midfield, and if we keep Doku quiet, Grealish will be in Wan-Bissaka's pocket. We can do Haaland, and we could do Haaland, won't score without service.
Yeah, I mean, he's a dangerous player. I spent a lot of time hearing people saying what was wrong, as I mentioned with Haaland last season. You know how good Haaland is because when you come up to play against him, you crap yourself, quite frankly, because he's bloody brilliant. What these defenders must be thinking playing against him, I don't know. It's must be a challenge, certainly.
I've got no concerns regarding the work rate of our players. So in terms of outwork their midfield, I'd like to think that would happen anyway. The problem is Man City are one of those teams that aren't really bothered by your work rate because they actually work hard as well. Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne and stuff, they are grafters. They're not just some of those prima donna flair players. They both are willing to put in a shift. So outworking them is a big ask, but even if you do, but sometimes actually it can work against you because City want you to press them. City want you to go and chase them because then they can start playing around you. It's when you sit in and you're disciplined, that's maybe where you can frustrate Man City, but they remain composed. I've seen many games where Man City are a goal down in a Champions League knockout game in the 98th minute, and they remain calm and they stick to their game plan. They still try and work their triangles and stuff like that. So I think their mentality is possibly one of their strengths, if anything. Right,
everyone works hard against them, really. That's sort of everybody, really. That's the one thing everyone can do, isn't it?
Jay says Wan-Bissaka's going to have to do his best to keep Grealish out of the England squad. I can see Kilman, Wan-Bissaka and Bowen getting England call-ups this season. Well, Grealish is back in the England team.
Can Wan-Bissaka can't. He's pledged his allegiance. Did he play in competitive games, though, when he left? He played once for England, didn't he? And then,
yeah, but I'm not 100% sure.
No,
but
Kilman, yeah, certainly.
Brian's asking what's the phrase that pays?
That's the way to do it.
And bonus points for Gonzo. Can you remember the bet giveaway? There's 3 things.
West Ham win. Bowen to have a shot on target. And the other thing, I've got to be honest with you, I was thinking of a phrase that pays at that point and switching my camera over.
It's Alvarez to do 2 fouls.
I didn't even hear you say it. Yeah,
that's the 3 things. But 2 people, if that somehow wins, 2 people will pick up a £100 cash. Right then, we are going to bring in our guests and disappear in just a second. Let's bring in Nick and Northy. How are you doing, gents?
All good. Yourselves?
Yeah, good. Nick, you good?
Yeah. As much as one can be anticipating just the next 90 minutes of football.
Oh, he's dreading it. He's dreading it.
I mean, I dread every West Ham game. I get optimistic and filled with dread. I'm just a cocktail of many things. I have been wondering. I've been spending most of the day wondering something not really football related, which was again prompted by Geo's just like immediate one-track mind to fisting. Just a millisecond, quicker than you can blink your eyes. Gonzo does one thing, Geo says, well, that's a man fisting another. Because yesterday on the Transfer Live thing, I just made one, polite comment to Nick from Claret and Booze, just saying, good channel. Geo, millisecond later, Geo's like, oh, well, you just want to nosh him off, so you're just being too much. So I don't know, you just say one kind thing and instantly it becomes homoerotic fellatio, now fisting. So
can I just say, before Geo responds to Nick's accusation, I didn't do anything but Peter Chelmsford, who I know was having a joke, because he's got a great sense of humour, Peter. He said, Gonzo's disgusting. I haven't done anything wrong. But yes. Go on, Geo, defend yourself. You're making these accusations.
Nick came on and said he just watched me pull Nick off.
Yep.
So
I would have gone for that.
Yeah, but you did. So this is all on you. I don't have a problem with any of this. I'm both, secure in my own identity and also, live and let live. Love wins. People can do what they want. I'm just surprised at the speed of you can make one like innocent hand gesture. And there he goes again.
To be fair, I had fisting on my mind earlier because of Ticketmaster's treatment of everybody trying to pick up Oasis tickets with their dynamic ticket pricing earlier on. Ticketmaster fisted the United Kingdom today. If you got in late for your standing ticket, 350 quid for a standing ticket, and that's from Ticketmaster, not the touts, from Ticketmaster, and the ticket was called in-demand standing ticket. Well, of course it's in demand. This is the place to buy tickets from, and it's the only standing ticket available. Why would it not be in demand? But it started off at £150 a ticket. By the end of the day, it was £355. So I managed to get 4 tickets in my basket. Let me send the proof to Gonzo. Not that I needed you to justify it. I will send.
I need the proof. I need the proof, to be fair.
And Gonzo will tell you how much this total was for 4 tickets, right? For 4 standing tickets at Heaton Park. How much was this total?
90 quid's quite reasonable.
Well, that's all right for you.
Are you joking me? That's for 4 tickets.
Read it. It says on it 4 tickets.
Fucking hell. Excuse me. £1,423.55. 1,400. That's for 4 people to go to one concert. £1,423.55. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I mean, the tickets were only 20 quid, but the booking fee was £1,400. but that is, I'm not joking. It's there. How do you see it? It's there. It's not.
Yeah, that's Ticketmaster's price. It's not even on a third-party site buying it off a tout. That is Ticketmaster's price for the concert.
You lot better watch these adverts. I'm telling you.
I didn't pay it. I got to that point. I thought, I ain't paying this. I can't afford to pay this. So I had to get out of here.
So you're not going to Oasis?
No, luckily someone's got and sorted me out with a face value one. 150 quid.
Hold on. Ticketmaster are not selling them at face value?
No. That is face value.
I don't understand.
It's their new dynamic pricing they've got. So the more demand, the higher the price. A bit like what Uber do with their pricing. The more demand, the higher the price. So it started off at 150 quid a ticket. And somebody's just said here, and I believe this person because of A, who it is, and B, what Ticketmaster we're doing today. Danny said it's now £456 for one standing ticket. So anyway,
well, that's wrong, isn't it? It should just be a ticket price.
We thought.
Do they know? Do they? They're all working, working class lads and all that. I don't know about this.
You would assume so. It's the dynamic ticket pricing they do. I've never come across this before on Ticketmaster, the dynamic pricing, but that's what they're doing today. So yeah. So when I finally got through and got my tickets in my basket, 1,400, I had to just delete it and close down my browser and go be sad. But luckily, somebody messaged me and said they were able to get, and then someone else messaged me with a tip for Gigs and Tours website, which I took, and it worked. But then I didn't need the tickets, but I was able to help someone else out with it. So, massive scam. Ticketmaster are now touting.
That's horrendous.
Anyway,
they do concession tickets, though.
I would say, look, £1,400. What do you want? 4 tickets for Oasis, or do you want to take your 2 kids to see West Ham v Man City? Take a pick.
Absolutely.
Anyway, myself and Gonzo are going to disappear. We're going to leave you in the capable hands of Northie and Nick for the duration of the game. They're here to provide some fan commentary and tell you what's happening and possibly West Ham getting a fist in. But that's up to them. But we'll catch up with you in a bit.
That's crazy prices. That's how much we get in a year.
Yeah, I never liked Oasis that much anyway. The people who liked Oasis in my school were the ones who thought they were like the cool kids and they started like smoking early and this kind of thing. And I just wasn't into that anyway. I was more the like house, Ibiza, early adopter. But anyway, on to the actual football, which we do know about. Man City. How do you feel when we come up against Man City? Do you just not want to get thumped? Do you have mad dreams that we might get a point? Or what do you feel having seen the lineups?
Well, I'm encouraged by the lineup. I will say that. I think apart from Antonio's anyone, I think like everybody's probably a little bit on the fence, but I don't think Fulkrug has done enough to really force himself in. But apart from that, I think the team is looking as good as it could be. I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed seeing again that Duran has scored. You just think,
yeah, and it took. I think he was on for technically 2 minutes. So that, like in real terms, that's about 100 seconds it took him on a football pitch to score the winner.
Yeah, so I hope we really don't rue that one. But no, I think it's a good. Whenever you're up against City, you're going to struggle. I mean, that's not a West Ham thing. That's an Arsenal or anybody else. You know, they are the best team in the world, pretty much. So I think a draw at home would be great. I can't see us getting too much else, and that's purely because we haven't got the out-and-out striker. But I think with Kudos, Antonio, Paqueta, there's goal threat there. But, you know, the likes of Rodriguez, Alvarez in midfield are not really going to get much. And I don't think our defence are going to be able to push out too much. I'd love to see Wan-Bissaka and Emerson really bombing up the wing, but you can't really do that against City. So I think unfortunately, it'll be a low-scoring one. I hope it's more entertaining than the Bournemouth game, which was an absolute shocker. I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1, madness. There's I don't know what's happened to you today, but 1-1. That's crazy talk. Yeah, I mean, potential best lineup in years, like, you know, player to player. If you actually look, we're not that much worse than them, which feels strange saying that. But you know, Kovacic, Rico Lewis, Akanji, Doku, these are not, you know, that level of obviously what they do have, which is obviously Haaland, De Bruyne, maybe Grealish, depending on what mood he's in, De Silva. But then I think, you know, Kudus gets in that Man City team. I think Bowen could play for that Man City team. Paqueta, they wanted Paqueta. I don't think Wan-Bissaka or Areola would look out of place in that Man City team. So I think it's what Gio said earlier. I think for me, it's a couple of things. Firstly, it's the mentality. It's our players believing they're good enough on the ball, because they are. I mean, they're you know, top internationals through the team. And for me, the other thing is just things like the ref, things like what happens with, you know, with Jack Grealish. Does he get fouled? Does he dive, half foul, and then just random things with the speed they pop it around. One of our players, you know, I think Mavropanos is for me the weak link. Is you only have to be stupid and put your foot out just a bit too far, and the Man City player's that clever to just tap your foot and go over. So, yeah, I mean, if anything, I think we'll score but lose is my most logical or neutral idea that I can really have.
Yeah, so that there with Brian. I mean, it doesn't hold out much hope really for us. And I know that Sean has asked, do we have any interesting questions? I'm sure that you probably got some cheese or milk related ones, but I have a question just because I know that the watch-alongs we've done so far, everybody's been very much against Souček. But now that he's not in the team, do you think we're missing a potential goal threat there? So that's a question for the group, which I hope will spark a bit of debate.
I mean, I'd be surprised if some people are saying, no, I want Souček in this team. I think it's the right team. I think there's an element of bravery in not starting full Krug. I really thought he would start just because he's new and he costs money. He may have told, you know, in this type of game, he may have told Antonio, you get 50 minutes. So playing against them, of course, the level of difficulty is obscene. But I still think, even though our attack hasn't clicked, I think with the players on the pitch and who Man City have in defence as well, there's goals in there. It just depends what happens at the other end. But I don't think we've had score predictions yet. So if we could have a flurry of score predictions, and maybe as well as making a score prediction, put in some whys, why that would happen. I'm also, which one of us has a head like a sun-kissed tic tac?
I think you're talking about head.
I thought that was like forehead reference.
Definitely not thinning. I'm all good. But also, just while people do that as well, just a slight side, because I was looking at some other West Ham players today. Did you see the Declan Rice sending off? That was mental. That was just crazy.
Yeah, his first sending off apparently. So I mean, I guess if anything, good to see today that Arsenal bottled the title 3 games in. So that's, I guess, that's like one positive to take.
You know that Arsenal fans will be cheering us on today then, because they've dropped the ball there.
Yeah, those like 20 dudes who turn up to Arsenal in like cosplay, like ultra fan cosplay, when they just wear black and act kind of tough. They're probably all graphic designers called Keith, but they just bang a drum and cheer loudly. They'll be fuming. They'll have gone into meltdown. But yeah, the rice one was it was a weird one. It was a bit weird.
Was a bad one. Apparently, the goal threat is missing. Alvarez and Rodriguez probably there just to concede as little as possible. Yeah, and that's why I don't think it's going to be much of a high-scoring one. But you've got to put the defensive hat on this one. I don't think anybody's really going to be expecting us to go at City. So yeah, it will be an edgy affair. I feel this one.
Yeah, exactly. Because the level is like the possession they have, and the fact that you have to be patient and just watch them knock it around, and you don't really have another option. But we've got pace. If Antonio's eaten hopefully a better diet than his usual baked beans on white toast, if he's had some whole grain carbohydrates, which I know I've had today, then Kudus, Bowen and Antonio have pace. And then, I'm just going into like dreamland here. Paqueta's got the passing ability to find one of them on the counter. So it's kind of set up that that's how we're going to play. And I guess if there's anything, it's kind of one game that Lopetegui can kind of get away with playing as well. Someone else did ask me also in the chat, because I made this like really just pathetic and embarrassing call out for people to follow me on Instagram, which everyone can do now as well, because I'll just say again, because I have no shame. So Instagram at HammersChatNick, if you follow that, it won't really be interesting, but is anything on Instagram really interesting? So if you just find HammersChatNick, and I'll try and do something borderline interesting over the next like 8 or 9 months of the season. Thanks very much.
I'm keeping my socials very, very secret. I don't want any of you following me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you come here for your dose of borderline abuse. The abuse isn't too bad, but I suppose like on a weekly basis, it keeps you humble. It doesn't, it keeps your feet on the ground.
There's a question here actually, which I know is one that you'll buy into because you've been saying this. Kudos. Wonder where's he going to play today? Is he going to go through the middle or is he going to go out wide?
I mean, I think he's supposed to be on the left again. Which why not put him in the middle? If you just think he has the ability, I mean, I would play Bowen in the middle. I would play Kudus on the right, Bowen up top. Last year, 16 goals, 6 assists in the Premier League, a couple in the EFL, 1 goal and a couple of assists in Europe. And Bowen scores all types of goals, including headers. So, and like game-changing headers. I mean, we only really have game-changing goals because we don't usually win by 4-0. But yeah, and then I put Somerville on the left. With today, Antonio, he did play wide. Like, when he changed the positions that he played, Antonio spent some time out wide. And if he's a right footer and people love inverting everyone these days, Antonio could go left and Kudus could go up top because his ability to take the ball in a difficult situation, hold off, he does have like literally superhuman strength because his strength is above that of other elite professional athletes. He holds them off. He turns them every time he turns them, and then he's away. And he's got a cracking shot as well. So, if he could turn one and he's left with the goal in front of him, whether that's like some distance to the goal to get to. But I suppose that's like, when we're at the level of total football and we're just so fluid and dynamic that everyone can play everywhere. My worry is Mavropanos, and can he stay switched on? Can he stay aware? Because he's done okay bits in the last few games that we've seen him, but he can switch off. And he was basically playing attack, like his last 10 minutes of the Bournemouth game. He was running through on the 18-yard line. So
your prediction for this game then is Mavropanos to give away a penalty? Yeah,
if the odds were there, I don't know who gives away a penalty is. I mean, odds-wise, Alvarez to get a yellow card is quite generous odds. and then the classic like De Bruyne to score or assist. So as I'm watching it now, players are making their way to the pitch for the unnecessary lineup.
Whilst we've got 5 minutes as well, let's get some of these score predictions up.
And also match bingo. If you get your match bingo cards in now, match bingo, join via the link below. Then they tell Geo and Gonzo that they're very good boys, and they need that in their life. They need that praise. We need the abuse. They need the praise. So match bingo, it is a bingo card. You don't choose what happens. You pay £2. So it's just a lower cost way just to get involved. If you think the result isn't going to thrill you, match bingo, join via the link below, and you buy 3 cards for £6. They give you 2 free, and then it tells you what you've got and what comes up in the game. And we have had over 70 Hammers Chat people winning stuff. So match bingo.
I've been one away. Going bingo. I think everybody's just kind of one away. You're just waiting for that last one, but yeah, it didn't happen for me. But this week, who knows?
Yeah, I've had them, but I haven't been first yet. I've had a few full rows.
Let's put up some scores while we're going. Some 1-0s there, some close ones. 3-1 City.
All right, you go for the scores. I'm going to pop off and get myself and bring myself back a hot-based beverage. So I'll leave you with the comments for 60 seconds.
No doubt that hot-based beverage is going to be something weird, but we'll see when he returns. 4-1 to the Manx. 3-1 City is a lot going for. A lot of you think we'll score though, so that's a plus. 2-2, that'd be a good game, Dave. We'd take that. 2-0 City. Barry 0-0 for the first 3 minutes. Then we'll win, obviously, Barry. I'm assuming. 3-2. I had a dream. 2-1 to us. That's what we like, Robbie. Bit of positivity. Shamrock Dave agreeing with me, 1-1. Just while he returns as well. Also, I don't know if anybody was watching any earlier games, but also caught a bit of the Ipswich game. And Calvin Phillips, he's a sham of a footballer. I couldn't string a pass together and kept fouling. It's just crazy. As Oxo. Sozo. People have normal names these days. Kudos is, I'm thinking that's a goat. So yeah, I agree. And I think Pete said it earlier. It'd be good to just let Kudos off the reins and just say, go and have a free roll. He'll cause problems for anybody. So he's very, very unpredictable. Let's hope he's off the leash today. Kudos to score out of the box, but 2-1 City. Jeff, are we presenting I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Hair Rivera again this year? I wouldn't mind. Earn a few bob.
I mean, bringing alcohol into the question, I've gone for the Whitstable Pale Ale today. So, Whitstable Pale Ale in a West Ham tankard. Watch West Ham lose and take the dog for a walk. And that's Saturday.
Barry has gone for 2-1 City. Yeah, let's face it. I think it's going to be a tough ride. It's going to be a tough ride, as long as we have a go. I mean, that's we're not that counter-attacking team anymore. So this actually is going to be really interesting to see how the Lopetegui era is going to handle it. I can't remember him getting too many wins when he was at Wolves, but not as good a team.
Yeah, Antonio's already pulled his shorts up, so.
For us, luckily, we don't watch this game with the sound on, so I'd probably recommend you all do the same. Turn your sound off, listen to us. Yeah, what could be better? Sod Alan Smith and his
the numbers are suddenly going to boost up. We can't hear, so people have to stay on the Alan Smith watch today. If he references Arsenal for no reason, because Arsenal aren't playing, if he references Arsenal or an Arsenal player, if the referee does something really just obviously biased and unfair and gives City something that Alan Smith laughs about it, let's just know. This is an interesting comment because today might be the day. Like, it's difficult to moan because
you'll find a way.
Yeah, I guess we want, like, if you have inventive ways to moan, if you're like not happy with the rotation of the sponsors on the electronic boards. Like just really petty, stupid moaning. Get those in. Anyway, game's kicked off. I'm 12 seconds in.
Funnily enough, Nick, you mentioned that. I saw on Twitter that somebody had a go at the announcement video for Soler. And you think that we've signed all these great players, but there's always something. There's one little thing that somebody on Twitter can just moan about. And you think, my God, there are bigger things to worry about.
The announcement video.
Yeah, maybe that could be the question of the day. What is your petty moan in life? Could be anything.
Paqueta floors Doku. Referee does not give it. I was very, very surprised at that. It wasn't necessarily a foul, but by Premier League shoulder-to-shoulder standards with Doku falling over, I thought that the referee was just going to blow for that one. So let's have a look. Bowen turns nicely up on the right wing. Antonio goes too soon. Going to be offside. It's not given. Antonio crosses the ball in, cleared. But there you go. 1 minute in, we're actually trying something. We're up by the 18-yard line. Kudus is on the left wing. Crosses it. Oh, that was close. Decent chance, but difficult.
Peter does lock.
Rodriguez absolutely robs De Bruyne. And it goes out for... I hope it doesn't go out for our throw, and WHUMCI collects it. There you go. We've had a couple of... we've won 2 one-to-one battles there. Paqueta on Doku and whoever that... Rodriguez on De Bruyne. We're actually playing it round in the first minute. I'll take this. Stop the game now. We've had the best of the 2 minutes by far. We're attacking. City are scared. I can tell.
Yeah, Barry, did you have any money on the on your prediction earlier? Because looks like it's coming in, son.
Oh, that was close. Possession. It's all West Ham possession. We're 2 minutes in, and City haven't got a look.
Dominant. That's what we do.
This is easy. Why were we worried? This is fantastic. We're passing it round. It's as if we have 3 midfielders who are very confident in passing the ball. Paqueta, Alvarez, movement. Alvarez jinx past Kovacic. We're passing around with ease. The greatest of ease. Are we Brazil in disguise? We're getting in on them. I'll say that. Wan-Bissaka's finding himself in an attacking central midfield position. Bowen to shoot. Straight at the keeper. We're going for it. See, it's happened. Crowd are up off their feet. I can't hear them, but I can see them. Antonio does foul Rico Lewis.
That's going to happen.
Bowen applauds his teammates. Oh, come on. Why were we worried?
That's it. That's the positive Nick we like.
It's just football. You just find a teammate, you pass to him. Come on. What minute are you boys on? I'm on 3 minutes, 13, 14 seconds.
I'm on 2 minutes 30. I'm watching it on Now TV. Is anybody else watching this on Now TV? I don't know why, because it's part of Sky, but it's 1 minute behind, which is quite frustrating. So Nick will be leading on the goal front. So I'm actually passing it around, looking lovely.
3 minutes in, Man City haven't had a period of possession yet. So I'm just taking all the positives possible from this.
Love it. We've had a couple of shots on target already, haven't we? Bowen's
was definitely a shot. The other one was just a close chance.
Good intensity there, says Brian. Yeah. We've only got to keep it up for another 90 minutes or so, and we'll be all right.
Yeah. Now City do get possession. Of course, we do sit back away from their defenders.
Calling it early, Mr. Collingwood.
Yeah, Doku takes like a very wide position.
Where's Kudus playing then? Looks he's on the left.
Yeah, when we're without the ball, he's right over on the left side, which he has to be because, like I say, Doku is staying right on the line. So the way City are going about it is.
He's Bowen left.
Perspective, Grealish is far, far, far wide on the left as well.
Does anyone know?
De Bruyne crosses it in, cleared by Kilman. And now, City have possession around the halfway line. Everyone's in our half, so see what happens with our players pressing or what City do. De Bruyne's right on the left wing. So, I mean, their tactic is obviously to go up wide at the moment rather than through the middle.
The opposite in it has said, we're passing around the midfield. What witchcraft is this? And that's
Grealish
great.
unmarked.
Check out the team.
Grealish in the box. Silva crosses it in. Haaland over. I mean, that was a nice little warning. Someone forgot about the presence of Jack Grealish. I didn't exactly see. I'll see where WHUMCI was at that moment. No, that was Rodriguez. Rodriguez had Grealish, let him go. WHUMCI had to go out right to cover De Bruyne, and then Rodriguez did get back a bit on Grealish, but
it's not his dog. He's got rats in the house. Don't be fooled.
Oh, if that's heavy breathing, yeah, I could have said it's my dog. Could have said it's Geo. What with his whole thing, his over-sexualized nature. And then, we've got something to hold on to. We've got the first 5 minutes of this game in which we weren't crap, and then we've got possession. They are pressing, so let's see how we handled that. We're trying to pass it around nicely. That didn't work, but it was a forward pass. It didn't come off, but God, it was better than the Bournemouth game.
You know, I hate seeing Grealish on the pitch. I just think he's class. And you know they're going to get a lot of fouls. It was a bad miss from Haaland. I agree. For his standards.
That's the Sky Sports commentator coming in there by his high standards. Rather than just saying it was crap.
No, but it's Antonio, it'd be crap.
Oh dear. So now again, the City with possession. What are they going to do? I mean, they're just keeping it wide, and they're basically going for it. They're not being patient and doing the whole passing it around the 30-yard line relentlessly. They're trying to get it in the box as soon as they can. We're actually, we're doing all right.
Yeah, he's wandering around his pants in your back room. It's not the dog.
Grealish, De Bruyne, edge of the box, shoots, blocked. Alvarez clears. Bowen G's up his teammates. So yeah, I think we had a luxury 6 minutes, and now we see, how can we break the inevitable spell of City possession rather than just panic stations and desperately clear it? Can we actually counter? Can we make something of it? God, ball goes far wide to De Bruyne, crosses it in. I know he passes it out to Grealish, who does his usual tap, 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 and then lays it back to De Bruyne. Okay, Antonio got it. Can we break? No. It wasn't bad from Antonio, but it's just if you're going to counter against City, you need to be precise and perfect.
With that, not Haaland, with the Kevin De Bruyne shot there, who did that hit? Was that our defender or was it their player? I know that's a minute ago for you.
I think it was just a bad cross. I think it was just a bit of a nothing cross. I know De Bruyne's had one nothing cross and one hit, I think, Rodriguez, and then Alvarez cleared it. Anyway, City have a corner. So De Bruyne takes it, puts his hand up, puts the ball in now. It's long, and Emerson clears it. It came off their player, so goal kick.
He still feels it will need to score 3 to get anything today.
We're gonna have to score some. Yeah, I mean, Einik says, getting busy on our box. Exactly. We've got possession now. Oh, how did Paqueta manage to give it away? Haaland shoot scores. Fuck. One mistake by Paqueta, And we are 1-0 down by Haaland's goal.
That's the Premier League champion.
What can you do? What can you do? I mean, it wasn't even that bad a mistake. It's not like Paqueta turned around and just passes it into, open space or something. It was just one small mistake, and Silva's that good.
Soucek wouldn't have done that.
Emerson to Paqueta, oh god. You can't really even blame the defense, because the speed it happens, they can't stand within 10 centimeters of Haaland, the entire game. It was just Silva's speed that it happens. And then if you're going to give Haaland that chance, he's going to slot it into the corner area. He has absolutely no chance of stopping that. So, nice wake-up call, something to build on. Reminder that we need to score and keep possession and not fall asleep. I mean, I don't even blame Paqueta for that. I mean, it's going to happen. Not every single thing you're going to do is perfect.
Yeah, I'm just watching the replay on it now. That wasn't really Paqueta's fault, I don't think. But good finish. Good finish.
Yeah, I mean, the pass was 100%, Silva's first touch, absolutely perfect. Pass, absolutely perfect. And then finish one-on-one. What are you going to do?
Was it a miscontrol? Maybe it was a bit. Yeah. Well, this is going to be a long afternoon, everybody, but you got any milk puns? No.
Yeah, it's quite a funny fallback. Just if we're lacking anything to say, right? Milk puns. 3 years later, absolutely caning the milk puns. We'll think of something. Second half, stick with us. Second half, we'll think of some nonsense to get involved with. First half, we'll just observe.
Yeah.
Can we keep 100% perfect, accurate possession? Oh, no, Mavropanos gives it away. Great way to give it away. Pass to Grealish. Cuts inside, shoots wide.
Nick, I think we need to do...
second warning. Stop giving the ball away.
Talking of match bingo, I think we need to do our own bingo. This is the first. We have to have some phrases that come up in the comments. We have to tick them off. And this was one that, there's always going to be one. And there's going to be a few of these that are just going to regularly pop up. So we might need to do our own little bingo line. I might sort that out for next week. This game.
There's going to have to be a way to hide it. Obviously, so people don't know what it is and say the same thing. But you've got 5 lines. Lopetegui out is probably one of them. Oh, good save by Areola. Almost caught out by De Bruyne.
Yeah, Pete Paqueta shouldn't play against Pep. It's right. He doesn't seem to do it. I mean, you think, well, that'll put City off him, but yeah, not good.
I mean, it's funny. People's, I guess because you always have that grass is greener. Now Carlos Soler, if anyone has a slightly less than really good game, it's like FFS, get Soler on. Well, we're in their half, we're pressing, but now it's gone back to their keeper, so no point pressing him.
This isn't a fan of Paqueta, our most valuable player.
Yeah, he's got the whole game to come good. So,
Cool. That's a good save.
Yeah. I guess, okay, put it this way. So we're 14 minutes in. Haaland's going to score. Like he scores basically a goal a game in his career. So he's got his goal now. So we know that. We know it's done. So Haaland he's so close to a goal a game. He's like 0.89 or something stupid, or 0.9 goals a game. So when he starts, you're pretty close to being 1-0 down already. So we are 1-0 down already. So we know that we now only need to score 2 goals to beat Manchester City, probably.
Quick maths.
Here we are with the ball. We've got the players to do it. Wan-Bissaka gives the ball away unnecessarily, as I'm watching that. So, I hope we've been training possession play.
It's funny, this comment, because in the last couple of games, it's like, stop hoofing it. And when it's against City, let's just hoof it away. I mean, if you're going to hoof it, this is the game to do it, I guess.
Yeah. So City build again, same pattern as usual, out to Grealish, tap, 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 passes it back to the player centrally, and then they just do a bit of a roulette, passing it around, out to Doku far right. It's going to be like this for the next 75 minutes.
Yep.
Offside. Well played, offside.
Barry thinks Paqueta's giving the ball away too often. He's too casual. And Chris just wants rid of him. Said his heart's been not in it for months. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think his heart's been in it, Paqueta?
I mean, he's just a funny one. He's a funny one because he can do amazing things, but doesn't, obviously you can't just, you're not like molding a computer character or playing a video game or something. So human beings are what they are, but he lacks some mentality because he's got the skill, but he has off games. He's got the skill and the talent to be better than he is. Obviously, I think he wanted a move to City, which no one would blame him for. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm still on the side of being a Paqueta fan just because of what he can do. This is the time when we've played the midfield that I've wanted to see, and I know other people have, and it just so happens to be against one of the best teams in Europe or the world. World club football is what we're playing against right now. So, he's not just going to take the ball down, dribble it past three and play an assist every single time he gets it. Otherwise, that would be really weird. Yeah. So we're pressing them now anyway. We're pushing them back a little bit, which is a good idea because they're in their own half. Paqueta gives away a foul. There you go. That wasn't casual. He went for it. It was just a foul. So,
yeah, Dean has said, which I kind of agree with this, we have a massive problem up front. It's early days, but yeah, Antonio, for me, doesn't look like he's able to compete anymore. And Fulkrug, so far, he has looked like a statue. He needs to get up to speed.
Doku passes him. De Bruyne, shot, hits the post. Grealish shoots wide. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, it's true, Steve. You've got to put things into perspective. This is City.
Yeah, I mean, they should have beat Real Madrid at home and they went out on penalties. So, Real Madrid, the other best team in world club football, they're going to get chances and they're going to score goals. There's no way around that. We just really need to focus. Stating the obvious. De Bruyne through to Haaland, Areola collects. Distributes it nicely to Kudus, but doesn't have many options around him. Pass it, come on. Out to Wan-Bissaka. Kudus knitting it through to Paqueta. Very nice play. Up to Bowen on the right. No one in the middle yet. Antonio's far left wing. Kudus is coming up through the middle. Bowen comes in, crosses it. Yes! Own goal. Bowen crossed Diaz in. Get in!
The dog's happy.
There you go. Jared Bowen always produces something. It doesn't matter if it's an own goal, even if he gets a corner, even if he gets a throw in from the opposition, even if he gets fouled, Jared Bowen always produces something. And it was lovely play. If you watch that all the way back, we passed that out from defense because the ball was out. Their pass went through to Areola. He collects it. He distributes it to Kudus. Kudus comes through the middle, gives it, I think, to Wan-Bissaka, back to Kudus, through to Paqueta, up to Bowen. That was a lovely goal. Diaz, just weird defending. You could say it was unlucky, but ball comes in and you're a central defender. You need to do better than that. You need to be ready for it.
Love that.
There we go.
That was some good passing, just seeing the replay.
Decent counter. Got rewarded. Got something to build on. There's no way City aren't scoring, another couple more in this game. The way they're playing, it's just going to be difficult. So 20 minutes now. So we're almost at the first half of the first half. Next job, don't let in a goal for the next 25 minutes.
Positivity floods back into the comments. I love this. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, this one is quite nicely sarcastic. I think it would be weird if I sat here going during West Ham versus City. I mean, I'm not new to football. I've seen football games, and particular West Ham United Football Club games, many times before. And being permanently excited through them is not what I'm able to do.
Yeah, it's hard for me because I'm a minute behind. So the kind of excitement's gone when I see it. So, yeah, I'm leaving it all to you to do the American whoops and cheers over there, Nick. Is that right?
Pass into Haaland in the middle, covered by Mavropanos. I'll get to American whoops in a minute because I do wonder about that. It does disturb me. Yeah, now they have it in their defense. I mean, they're still attacking, so what we can do apart from what Geo would call the low block, or what I would call defend, goes to Areola. Yeah, Americans whipping is funny. I mean, a lot of America obviously stemmed from Europe, and a lot of Germans went there when that country was founded a few hundred years ago. So I wonder if that's why they whoop, just like it's just a natural need to scream woo at the very, very top of their voices at all times. If anyone's got any other theories about why Americans do that, then let me know. Have a ponder on it. As Paqueta wins the ball from Doku, very nicely passes through to Antonio, who gets on it, but it's a difficult chance. I mean, he pushed the defender down, but the ball's going through it. Comes out to Emerson. We've got a nice bit of possession. It's nicely open. It's nicely all over the place. There are opportunities. Emerson quite doesn't get it, but it's good effort, good play. Oh.
What are you referring to there, Richard?
I'm American and I can tell you, Val, why do something normal happens, just like something borderline normal, and the Americans go, ah! Ah! Why does that happen? Are Americans depressed? I thought you had free speech and the right to bear arms and all this kind of thing. I thought you expressed yourself in other ways. In the meantime, Scott says, I'm a Brit living in China, you guys suck. So, vote of confidence for the fellow Hammers fans. Thanks, Scott. Thanks for tuning in. Scott, where are you in China and how long have you lived there? That's the question. So where are you in China? No, where are you in China? How long have you been there? And why are you in China, Scott? As the city build up a slow attack.
Nice pressing by Antonio. Dean. Others say that he looks absolutely knackered already.
I mean, they haven't had De Bruyne's played 2 bad balls. City haven't had an actual chance in 5 minutes. So it's an improvement on those couple of leaky moments. Hang on. Doku's fiddling around, tap, tap, tap. Now they're doing the kind of carousel, right wing, slowly back round, and we're tracking. Scott says, I'm Shenzhen, next Hong Kong. This time 2 years, last time 7 years. Scott, I lived in China for over 10 years, so sorry, but by the rules of expats, I've actually beaten you soundly in that regard. So just wanted to
not that it's a competition or anything.
Yes. Interesting. See, you didn't know we'd get into just kind of socio-demographic macro psychology, but American mentality comes from English Puritans. So blaming the English, just blame us for all of the problems that you may or may not have. I'm not judging, but apparently that's our fault. That's such a good challenge. I'm not going to do it because I look like a pretentious knob. So I almost fell into your trap. I almost fell into the knob trap there, laid delicately.
I don't know.
By Scott. But
I
I
think
sidestepped it because, again, I was in China for longer than you, so I'm probably used to that kind of line of questioning.
Can you do like 2 minutes commentary in Chinese?
Yes, I could do, but I refuse. I have that ability, but again, there are levels of dickishness that I'm very willing to go to, but there's the dick line, and I just can't quite step over it. I mean, I'll see what Geo has to say about dick lines. Scott says, "Ha, let's go."
Right, next corner, you've got to do it in Chinese. All right, that's the challenge. Come on.
If we get 3 points, I'll speak in Chinese for the rest of the time. So that's a safe bet. My God, now we've got a conversation. Max says, "What are you called? What's your name?" My reading isn't that good. Scott says, 2 minutes. Can you speak for 2 minutes is what he means. And I can't really read because I never learned reading. Scott clearly did his like HKS or HKT or whatever the exam is called. Bit of a geek, some say, Scott, but not myself. Just picked it up on the streets.
Google Translate could be helping. Anybody could do that now, which will probably have floodgates for.
Mr. M. Collingwood, Nod Trap is a different channel. We can commingle channels. We can do West Ham commentary and knob talk all day. I mean, I was hoping for something a little higher brow, than just genitalia. Geo loves it. It's probably Geo. Are you Geo in disguise? It's,
same as me, Dean.
27 minutes in, 1-1 against the club world champions. And when we get the ball, we're passing it around nicely. We're not really doing anything wrong in this game. Now City have a corner. De Bruyne is going to take out. It's gone, and it's given free kick to us. Handball by a City player.
All these Chinese talks making me hungry. Yeah, me too, actually. Haven't had a Chinese in ages. Prawn balls only, as we said last week. What's everyone having for their takeaway this evening? Somebody also asked, there was an earlier comment about Vindaloo or Korma from Will.
Out of those two, I'd go Korma, just for that kind of coconutty element. If I was in a restaurant, it's hard to really ever go away from tikka masala. So call me a basic cretin if you must. Oh fuck! Areola clears. I was panicked there for a bit. Clears out well. Bowen, does he get it down? Yes. No. No offside given yet. Bowen still got it on the right wing. We get a throw in. Not bad.
Yeah, my 12-year-old daughter has the same as you. So. Getting the Vindaloo, mate.
Yeah, I mean, Max Verkamp, British Chinese food is a bit pants. Not too, but again, I don't want to play the whole, if you really had the authentic stuff, because again, it's like too knobbish. Nice, just food, massive food snobism. Tikka masala, pash, tish, that guy. No, I don't have my steaks well done. I mean, maybe when I'm 90, I might, but no, medium rare. The last time I went to China, I had a 1 kilogram bone in, so it's like 800 grams of meat. US imported medium rare steak. I ate the whole thing by myself in one sitting, as well as a plate of scallops and a French onion soup, and I regret nothing.
Yes, Jay, good man.
Ball comes in, Grealish, Silva, out to Rico Lewis, Haaland, shot goal. Fuck. Well, he's got a second goal. It happened so quickly, I didn't see who was near him, but you'd have to say someone in that defence.
Was it a mistake by anybody?
It wasn't a mistake. It was just very, very good play by City, but someone needs to go, oh, that guy Haaland. Of course, I must mark him.
Well, he was behind in the build-up to that play. He was behind Paqueta. Paqueta's nowhere near him now.
Was he?
No, he's left him.
No, he's not. It's Emerson's near him, but not close enough.
Yeah, he's the end.
And Alvarez near him, but not close enough. That's Of course, like they moved it around at pace. They moved it around at exceptional pace. However, someone needs to know, where's Haaland? Where's he gone? Is he drifting over? Not, oh shit, they've passed it, it's him.
To be fair, it's a very good goal.
It was a really good goal. It was a really good goal, but it's not a mystery that they're going to feed it to Haaland, So, not hugely thrilled with that. They attack again. Don't let another one in quick succession. No, it's a bad cross. Areola gets it.
Yeah, a lot of people went for that last week, but against us, probably not a bad shout.
Antonio attacks up the left. Crosses it in. No one there. Keeper's got it.
Could the keeper have done any better for that goal?
I thought this was a watch along, not a daily chat between mates. Oh, Jesus, sorry. I think these people are called haters these days. If you have a comment that's not kind, Gareth Watchland, do you need more commentary, constructive feedback? How can we assist you in our time of being slightly depressed as two amateur and Dex talking about the game as Haaland gets it wide?
Yeah, Dave, he does have work to do. It is early days. I mean, we haven't had the having City and Villa in the opening games doesn't give you much time.
Just to please that last commenter, let's keep your football chat. No banter, please. If everyone could maintain a somber, football only process. De Bruyne crosses it in, cleared by Mavropanos. So 2-1 down, bit annoying. What can you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to play deep, Danny. Really, against his team, they're just going to push you back. It's so difficult to try and push up. But it's only 2-1. Let's be positive. Already come from 1 goal down. We can do it again. Somebody did call 2-2, so let's hope we can get back to that.
Yeah, I mean, the goal was no goal, so clutching at straws, you'd think if one of our players has an actual goal in them in the next hour of the game. I mean, you take what you can. Against City, as long as you're one goal down, you're 1 goal away from a draw, obviously. If you can just maintain that. Rodriguez stops their possession very nicely. Bowen gets it. Passes to Wan-Bissaka, who clears it up the pitch. Antonio lumbers over. We've got possession. I like Rodriguez very much.
If one player's
he stopped the City carousel happening there by being brave, making a bit of a risk by coming out, but he claimed possession and he won it for us, and then we were up the pitch. We didn't really go anywhere with it, but by then he'd done his job. Now we've got it in defence, passing it around a little bit. We are being pressed. Nice bit of footwork by Kilman, Rodriguez, back to Alvarez. Goes out to Mavropanos, who's quite wide. Paqueta collects on the right wing. Bowen goes up to the 18-yard line, passes it through, but okay effort because Kudus was running through, but not great.
If anybody's going to score next for West Ham, who's it going to be?
Maybe Kudus on the run through. I mean, that's what we're trying. When we've got it, we are attacking. We are passing it forward basically as quickly as we can. And even when we've got it in defence, we're very forward looking. But just like that, Bowen tries something. It's fair enough. But everything you do in this game has to be the right decision at the right time, whether that's to play it through or just stop and then find the nearest teammate to you. I was going for this first. Yes. Can everyone stop the chat, because that's disturbing one person's enjoyment of this free service. Goes out for the City's corner. Wan-Bissaka seems to slightly injure Mavropanos, but he's back on his feet.
Oh, I love that American optimism. Happened with Bournemouth today, didn't it? Happened with Bournemouth. Pulled it out of the bag. Although they were only playing Everton, who are awful, as you know, Nick. Not my favourite team.
Yeah, I forgot that when I saw the scoreline. Short corner, Grealish goes out, goes back to Doku in the box. Ball comes in, cleared by Mavropanos. And Antonio looks to counter. Not many players near him, so he's basically got blind alley. He does very well. And he wins a throw-in. It's not bad. It's what you can hope for.
So 10 minutes to half time. Would you be taking Antonio off and bringing Fulkrug on at half time?
I don't think there's much point at this point. I don't think like Antonio's done badly. Like just then he did okay. I think at some point he will go off anyway. I think just through tiredness, getting to 55, 60 minutes. And perhaps if Fulkrug can be both a target man and also come back and collect and then turn and play it through to someone, that could certainly work.
Hey, don't worry, Gareth. We're all good here. We're big boys. We don't mind a bit of abuse and banter anyway. So,
that's what we're here. That's what we're here for, Gareth. We don't mind it. I mean, if you can just the more creative you can be, the better. If you can basically insult Geo at any point, it's not really an insult because there's nothing wrong with wanting to pull men off. That's just a personal taste. But clearly, it's Geo's personal taste. That's fine. People need to be at one with their own desires and preferences. So I think it's all of our jobs to help Geo through this kind of curious and questioning time in his life, where his mind turns to man-on-man smut at any given opportunity.
Yeah, do you know, it's so funny.
We'll go through Nico Lewis, don't score. Oh, doesn't score. Should have scored. Oh, that was close. He skied it, but that was a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, there's a hit and miss comments here for Antonio. He's got a bit of a thankless task in this one.
Yeah, that was. I think Rodriguez. I think he does a lot of good things, and I like him, but he's obviously just not used to the Premier League. So sometimes he's lost his runner a couple of times, which obviously that's how City work, which is they just pass it around. They pass it around. You get relaxed for a second, then bang. Their runner can be anyone from any position at any time. But he's done that a couple of times, and he just needs to not do it. 38 minutes in, City play it around. They're not, obviously from their side, they're probably okay to build very slowly, being 2-1 up.
Shane said the back four have been shocking. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have let quite a few through when you think about it, how many shots they've had. I haven't seen any stats pop up, but I'm going to have a look how many shots there has been. 12 shots to 1.
We're not doing badly. I mean, the thing is, the game's quite tense, which is a good sign because there's only one goal in it. When we get the ball, we actually show promise. So that means, we're making City players work. That's for sure. Which you might say is like a very low bar of expectation. There's Bowen fouls Akanji, but nothing was.
Yeah.
And
as Chris points out, they've scoring as well.
Yeah, I mean the first Haaland goal, it's just not really much you can do about that. The second one, we should have done better, no matter if it was a good goal or not. That's what you expect. Absolutely. If we had Ward-Prowse, Cornet, Danny Ings, smiley Danny Ings on the pitch, it would be no problem.
Davey has said, I don't think there's ever been a player who's been at the club as long as Antonio that I've liked less. The guy's got an attitude problem. Oh, I think That's harsh, Dave. I think he was good for a long time. But yeah, he definitely doesn't seem himself at the moment, or for the last couple of seasons.
Who knows? He might pop up with a goal. Antonio's making an effort this game.
A few subs. Lee says Fulkrug for Antonio, Somerville for Paqueta. Curtis goes into a number 10 role. Yeah, Paqueta for me again. We were talking about this last week. I think he hasn't really had a blinding game for quite a while that I can remember. It's not consistent.
Corner comes in from City. De Bruyne puts it in. Emerson clears.
I beg Zuzek to come on and get the equaliser.
Yeah, I mean, we're 4 minutes away from half time, so it's slowed down. Things have slowed down a lot. They've got the ball on the halfway line, and we're not pressing.
Warren said this actually. Half a 1-goal deficit will be admirable. I mean, we're in the game still, so yeah.
It won't be bad. Like, it's not the end of the world.
It's not the 3 or 4 nils that we all thought at the beginning.
Yeah, like the way we're set up, the way we're playing, there's nothing wrong with it. It's up to players to just insist on their own quality. Cross comes in, but it's going nowhere. Bobbles around outside the 18-yard line. Rodriguez steps in and wins. Antonio kind of dithers a bit, but clears it up the line. I think we get thrown in.
Yeah, that's probably right, Richard. We are seeing this half out just to get in the change room and have a chat.
Or you mean us?
We're not talking. We're not silent at half time.
Plan some nonsense. There will be some second half nonsense, but I don't know what it will be. In times of stress, your amygdala in your brain blocks your frontal lobes, which is your creative cortex thinking. So that's why when you're stressed, you can't think of shit. And when you're on like a stage making a speech or talking in public, you can't get your words out. So during the first half, because it's tense, it's quite hard to then just relax and be like, right, guys, I've got some absolutely ripping banter for you here. Because they pass the ball through to Doku, who runs toward the line, crosses it back, but it's blocked by, I think, Emerson. Alvarez mops up nicely, but he's battling with Lewis. Passes it out well to Antonio, who gets fouled, and we have a free kick.
Yeah, Father Hammer, why is Antonio left back? They're just pushing us back there.
Playing one of the best teams in club world football. So yeah, he's working hard. He just did well then. On 43 minutes, he did his job. He was available for a pass out. He burst out with pace. And he got fouled, and we've got a free kick. Don't know if De Bruyne was booked or just warned for that.
They've said that there's a lot of negative comments about Paqueta. He's been saying the same for a long time, getting slaughtered. Yeah, for a long time he's been off the boil. He's still class, but he just doesn't. Maybe it's his style. He's just too relaxed, and it's
just potential. The thing with Paqueta is just. I find it personally, I'm not saying like anyone's wrong in this case. Oh, City win a free kick 20 yards out from goal. Let's see how that goes. I see both sides of it. It's just because of his potential. I just find it personally difficult to, write him off in any sense, not just as a footballer, but to be like, I'd be happy with someone else. Just because what he can do is so good. Okay, who's going to take this? De Bruyne or Bernardo Silva? Probably De Bruyne. Wall lines up.
De Bruyne got a yellow card, just for anyone watching there, anyone not watching as well.
Yeah, differing opinions. People are so unrealistic. I think Emerson's been okay. Free kick goes over. I mean, Emerson's put in a couple of blocks. So we're hitting, 45 minutes now.
Yeah, it's It's one where he just needs to get in. So what changes would you make then? If you were Lopetegui, what would you go for? If anything?
I mean, I'd make no changes at half time because we're only 1-0 down, which is, City are pretty much the only side that you say that against, no matter that they're, Kudus attacks up the wing here now. Has a shot. Oh, very close, but no. Decent effort. What can you do? Yeah, I mean, it's the City are just, better than everyone. The teams that can challenge them and get them close, which is obviously Arsenal for a couple of years. Arsenal happened to beat City at Arsenal because of a deflected goal, and then they made out like that was the greatest victory that had ever happened. They had a 0-0 at City, and they made out like that was, this like big deal for them. And that was the team who were closest to them in the league, can barely, play against them. So if this game was against someone else, then you might be thinking about what changes could you make to affect it. But you're just not going to. You just if you can basically be not too different than what we're doing in the first half, if you can do that for 20, 30 minutes and still only be a goal down, then I think at that point, when it comes to like 75, 80, then you just put on your fresh legs to try and make some changes. You put on Fulkrug, you put on Somerville. I don't think you change the defence or the defensive midfielders around once they're actually in tune with what City are doing. So yeah, I don't say like, this is so bad.
What half-time snacks you got, Nick? I've actually got some today.
I won't be eating. I ate slightly too much food today because I'm going to go half-time.
Okay,
I played football yesterday, so I've been eating a lot. So I'm going to save myself to eat real food later. So yeah, I mean, this basically, I could basically leave this here as our half-time little gambit. Terror hurts. Bit of a pun there. I mean, we haven't played. There's no way you can say we've played badly. I probably would go as far as say that we've been that we've played the best.
That's the half-time question.
If you were spinning the decks, what would your West Ham rated DJ be? Okay, so yeah, you can think on that. We don't need your answers right now, but if you want to get your puns in to mix music, you can do music band, music group, famous song mixed with something West Ham. It could be a West Ham player. It could be some kind of iconography about West Ham. So get thinking. Is that brownie?
Yeah, my wife went to an afternoon tea. She brought me back some leftovers. Lovely.
Is it homemade?
No, she went to Channels, wherever Channels is, Essex somewhere.
Oh, okay. Not bad. Yeah, quite a calorific treat there. But yeah, I mean, game-wise, I think this is probably the best we've played. If you factor in how we've played in other games so far, if we'd have played, I feel like if we had this team playing this way against Villa, we might have actually got something out of that game because we didn't play well. And Palace, we were a bit dull in the first half, and then we just got a bit lucky in that game that we weren't 2-0 down at half time. And then obviously Bournemouth was just an enormous stinking turd of a football game from start to finish, which I don't even know how we won that. We're getting the ball, we're playing it. Like we're doing the game of football. There's passing, there's movement, there's confidence. Problem is obviously the precision levels that you need. But I mean, there's always going to be some people who are, who are never happy. We're lame, and someone called us pitiful, and people just in this case pick on Antonio. I mean, obviously, commentators on Peacock USA, are they Americans or do they get some Premier League coverage? So who are Graham, who are those commentators? Because obviously Sky have Alan Smith, which thank God I'm not listening to. But yeah, they could replace the midfield with Foden, Gundogan, and Rodri. That's like a scary reality that they could bring on what could be called three of some of the best players in world football and just shove them on the pitch. Yeah, the marking. The thing with Grealish is, I actually think Grealish is okay, and I think he probably should have. By footballing terms, Grealish should have been in the England squad. Obviously, he started to get like pissed and drinking on nights out like 2 weeks before the Euros, so it's fair enough that he wasn't these days. This is the interesting comment, why is Charlie not doing the watch along, which we do talk about all the time, but we also think it's just like a passive-aggressive slight at us, which is quite a clever one. Rather than just saying, you guys suck, you're not good, you just say, where's Charlie? Anytime we're being less than very entertaining for free in our own time for no particular reason. I mean, like, I never want to just disagree outright with a fellow Hammers fan, because that's not, but Paqueta made the goal with a pass. Like, part of the goal that we have in this game was through Paqueta being the right place to collect the ball and then distributing the ball up to Bowen. So I don't think you can take Paqueta off because he's worth a goal or an assist. And I think he can still be frustrating for us in the second half and also provide a goal or an assist. 17 shots is terrible.
Yeah, 17 to 2.
You have to, like, everything has a frame of relativity or relevance, right? So if you can show me another football game of another team, City against another team, and they just shut City out and do amazingly on, that doesn't happen. That's why City win the league, because they win the most games and score many points. I mean, I like this topic because it's slightly controversial. But give the ball a turn, make one go past half and blah, blah, blah. So I just think that's the world of football, really. That's the same thing with Souček, right? Souček is incredibly frustrating and sometimes does bad things from a football instance, but then will score the winner in the last minute. So what are you going to do? You're just only going to play players on the pitch that just don't give the ball away ever and also pop up. Score. And I just like this. You guys need to make this. we need to just be relentlessly interesting during West Ham Man City. I don't mind comments like that because I find them. I just find them funny. Because
we're open to suggestions as well. Feel free to say what can we be doing.
Yeah, that's also the thing. Like, we're open. Like, we don't mind being too ridiculous, like moronic puppets. Like, if you have like, hey, you guys, if you could play out a scene from the film A Few Good Men, like that specific feedback, then we can do it. We can play out the scene. We can get the script printed up for the next game and go through the motions. I'll obviously be Tom Cruise. Northie, you'll be Jack Nicholson, and then we will play that out. But more interesting. We find that kind of feedback difficult to work with. Who is the commentator? I might have missed this because obviously it's halftime and the comments are flooding in. But who are these comments that everyone hates? If anything, that will direct the haters' comments away from myself and Northie, turning up as just diligent, honest West Ham fans and trying to come up with a bit of banter for fun for no reason to have our own time. If we can direct that kind of negativity towards the peacock commentators and the country of America, I think that's something that we can all kind of get on side with. So I'm trying to scroll down now. If anyone else can tell me who are these comments, these folks can get the broadcast more. I mean, that's pretty much true. It's often not something that head coaches and managers do, but we basically just do need to pass in the ball whenever possible. And then positivity. See, it's easy. Kindness, it costs nothing. It doesn't cost you anything. It makes the world a better place. Literally and technically, if you are kind, your brain will produce the oxytocin feel-good hormone for you. It's proven scientific fact. Google it, look it up. Studies have been done.
Yeah, there's no denying Haaland. What a striker. I mean, it's so hard to mark. Doesn't matter how good you are. It's ridiculous to mark.
Yes, I mean, we care deeply. You know, no point. We're just not ignoring anyone. But what happens is 200 comments come through, and they just smash on the screen, and we we try to do this. I like this. Not to each other. Stop. Don't reference me, Northie. Don't talk to me. I don't want to hear that. It's kind of, so please. Where's Geo? He's noshing off. Some dude. You'll have to ask Geo about it on the live. All goals come from a mistake. I mean, I suppose you could say that in a literal basis, maybe if you're not covering the goal. And then back in the real world, oh, not this one again. Keep it touch 5, send on players. Back in the real world of football tactics, rather than just unnecessary personal abuse, even though we don't mind that, that's basically what I see as boiled down as the tactics. Pretty much that says it. Can't quite say it does what it says on the tin, but in the future hypothetical world, that would be what I would put on the tin of the next 30 minutes of football, which Kevin knows, easier said than done, but that's pretty much going to be the tactics against City. Follow your runners. Watch out for where that big fellow called Haaland is when he's in the box. Don't just go, oh, he's over there. Know where he is at all times, and then freshen things up. And if we are only one down with 15 minutes to go, you've got to take that as a success.
Would you be bringing on Souček for Paqueta?
I mean, if you won down, 75 would be nice. 80 would be nice. Even if you won down with 80 to go, why not change things around? You know, why not someone for fresh legs? Put on Souček if the crosses are going to come in. If you put on Souček and the crosses don't come in, there's no point in that. I agree with Graham. And I'm talking to the fans now, so I'm not talking to Northie. That would be stupid to talk to someone else who's on screen. I think he's a good player. I know he does have those moments, but he does. Oops. So yeah, bring him on.
I like that.
There we go, puns. So we've had the DJ thing. If you can, what I quite like, the DJ thing I think came from Geo, and he's busy. He's watching other stuff on his phone that we can't talk about in this setting, like XXX stuff. But famous movie quotes linked to either West Ham or this watch along would be nice. And he's absolutely played blinder at that point. So
Ian feels like we're cowards in this game.
Sub him ASAP. He made the goal. Like, okay, he didn't fully make it. Bowen had a lot of work to do. I just think you still keep him on the pitch for a period of time, even if we change the way we're going to go at this game and try and get something out of it. But then, yeah, we've let 2 goals in.
Yeah, exactly that, Perth Hammer. It's you are talking about world-class players everywhere you look.
Yeah, and then again, the Souček conundrum, don't bring him when he can't pass, is true. It is true he can't pass, but also true is the points he won for us last season with popping up with a goal. He did it. I can't say he didn't. And then Paqueta is brilliant. Literally the next one comment down, that you'd take him off because he's been crap. And then the very next comment down, needs some inspiration, bring on Souček. We're about...
There's a Moyes backlash in full swing on Sky Sports.
Yeah, I still haven't seen. I'm sorry if someone's put it up and I haven't got to it. And they're like, why did I even say that? I still haven't seen who the Peacock commentators are. So who are these commentators on Peacock USA coverage? And also that Sky, does that mean that the Moyes backlash, what does that mean? Does that mean the commentators are saying West Ham are no different than when with Moyes, which I know another commenter here said, but I don't think that's true. I think we've been all right. Or are they saying we've been playing better now? Importantly, Shamrock Down's got a pretty pretty safe bet about what Geo's up to. Antonio offers nothing. He has been working a bit. I'd say he's been putting in defensive work.
True said this team is not good enough. I would pull that, and someone else, I would pull the whole team off. We're not going there for that one.
I think Andy's gone. I think there's probably another film reference, but I don't quite get it. Can you jump that?
I think it's you just got to entertain them like your court jester type thing.
Oh, right. No, yeah, that would be good. We could do that.
I can't juggle.
We're all right. I'll take that. I'll take 5 out of 10. Look, it's just not jokes. See, that's we can do that. None come to mind. I mean, they do, but they're so bad that it's going to be another bow in the arrow.
I'm going to get.
We are toothless. We're only 2-1 down.
I'm going to put a couple of DJ names up just while we're here. Footlong O'Toole is one. Not really. Can't see the West Ham reference that well, but I like this one. Julian Dex.
Yeah, Julian Dex.
Julian Dex.
Harry says get some.
Paolo Van Dijk. Now you'd know Paolo Van Dijk, wouldn't you, Nick? If you're a bit of a braver. I know Paul Van Dijk.
Oh yeah, I knew it was Van Dijk. I was just trying to match that, and it was actually more obvious.
Good reference, Brian. Not many people that get that. I got that one.
Yeah, I hope to get some flaming knives, which is that's clever because that's like a dig at both those who want to be entertained in a capacity from two people that are clearly not professionals at this whatsoever, but also it's kind of a dig at us at the same time, in that flaming knives would be, and then Chippy. So go for the platoon scene. I'm not quite sure how we could handle that virtually, but I like it. It's quite a dramatic ending. And then back on the football, get it off, Antonio. I wouldn't quite say shite. And then the very next comment is everyone expecting us to be 3-0 up or something. Yeah, I mean, if we were in half time, we were like, right, we're ahead, 2-1 West Ham, it would be, it would just be weird.
Green Street Simpsons movie. Someone says Matt Holland is absolute crap. And is Matt Holland commentating? I'm assuming, is he alongside Alan Smith? Because that is a dreadful duo.
Yeah, Alan Smith.
Wow. Why do you put him in a position he doesn't like? Yeah, there's definitely a balance issue there. I'd go with that.
Yeah, and then we're bad. But you're still here. You've been watching us for 10 or 50 minutes. So love, hate. You hate to watch us, but you love to watch us. And then Ian wants, he wants us to fight and show heart, which is fair enough, Ian. So game's kicked off. 45-10. And then many of the halftime comments I'm going to have to miss. I know there's a big mix of them.
There's a big call.
There's a lot of bipolarity going on. Some people are saying that we're not good enough, but come on. If you're a West Ham fan, I don't want to say that's silly, but it's a bit silly by the context of playing this game.
I thought like TalkSport. They talk a lot of poo.
I mean, if it's 2-1 again, if it's 2-1 in 30 minutes, that's not bad. That's not bad because it means we're still in it. What else are we going to do? And then Crossman, yeah, why can't we mute them without losing audio? The weird thing is that Amazon provide that. So obviously Amazon Prime give you like 4 or 5 or something, maybe only 4 games through the season. And on Amazon Prime, you can go to audio and you can just select stadium audio, which is really nice because some commentators are good. Like that Fletcher, is it Darren Fletcher? I think he's good. And Ali McCoist is my absolute favorite commentator on TV. But then there are just crappy ones. And Like recently, I'm only saying this because of her name, but I think that Peen Mullenstein, there was that Renee Mullenstein who was heavily involved in Man United. I don't know if they're related and there's some nepotism going on there.
I noticed the only change that West Ham made there was Areola off with Fabianski on. It's an interesting one. Does anyone know? Did he pick up an injury? I couldn't see that in the first half. But
like really unexpected. But Brawl Records hates Charlie, which I don't really see. I don't really see the need to slate Charlie quite as heavily and as you've done, and praise us as heavily as you've done. But yeah, Brawl Records, controversial. I'm joking. Come on.
I don't think he's praised us. I'm sure he called us dicks earlier, but there you are.
Andy Townsend's Tactics truck was a favourite. What the funniest thing I've read related to Andy Townsend, I found this really, really funny and clever and insightful and brilliant. But then I told someone and they didn't get it. But someone did attempt to make this joke and I got it and I really liked it, but the other person didn't get it. Anyway, so Andy Townsend, he was commentator for a long time. I don't know if he's come back, but then he retired from commentary for a while, as Grealish has it on the left, crosses it in, goes out for a corner. And I think it was on Guardian, which I'm not like a Guardian reader, but I do sometimes read it because the other ones do my head in a bit if I just want some basic like news, and their football writing's good. Barney Ronay is absolutely the best football writer around, and he writes on the Guardian. But anyway, they had this article saying Andy Townsend has stopped commentating, and one of the commenters underneath said, if anything, he's commentated too well. Now, I thought that was genius because that's the kind of thing Andy Townsend said, but I told someone and they were like, well, and they didn't get it. And I felt a bit like a twat. So if anyone else thinks that's funny, please let me know.
Someone said, it's not about entertainment, it's about brotherhood. You guys are strangers. Yeah, fair enough. Charlie's been here for 9 years, I think he was doing.
As we said, we're not trying to replace Charlie. He moved on to do a thing and he still pops up in the chat and everything's good. So just give us the next couple of years.
It's not like the BBC where they kicked off Loro, you know.
Yeah. Charlie wasn't, or like Jermaine Genius. I don't think Charlie was kicked off. I don't think it might be true. The more I think about it, I think Geo did say something about Charlie was. No, I'm joking. I don't want to get him in professional trouble. But allegations were flying about sexting. I think Geo kept texting him late at night about who he had or hadn't noshed off in the last 24 hours. And Charlie basically accepted, Silver's got it in the box, crosses in, but it's clear. Charlie accepted that for a matter of years, but enough, we've all got, enough is enough, Geo, he said. And then he moved on to a workplace where he's not abused by the co-founder. So that's basically what happens.
I think this is Calvin Kudus. That's a stretch. Calvin is so bad.
5 minutes in, it's mainly been City possession. Kudus tries to clear it, and he manages to.
Did anybody, if anybody's watching on Sky or anything else, does anybody know why Areola come off? Was there an injury? Did anyone see him limping, holding his hand or arm or shoulder? I couldn't see anything.
He had that thing. I can't remember when his last injury was. I know his last injury wasn't far away because he had to be replaced at short notice for one thing. And I think did he fall on his finger or something like that. And I think a finger injury maybe kept him out for a game. So if it wasn't something that we see, or it just could be something completely random, like, stomach bug, doesn't feel well, or like,
crap in your pants.
Something from De Bruyne cleared. Yeah, cross comes in again from City. Paqueta gets it clear to Kudus, who turns very well, but he's trying to. He does very well. Kudus breaks. Bowen's up there. We're countering, but City players are coming very close. Pass comes too wide to Kudus, who comes in. No, it's the fucking post.
Who hit the post?
Kudus hits the post.
We're in it, lads. We're in it.
That was close. That was very, 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 very close. That was a bit unlucky.
Was that a counter attack as well? Because it was from their free kick, wasn't it?
And the counter attack was perfect. I mean, the ball from Bowen to Kudus, yeah, you could say that could have been better, but it was all happening at absolute top pace. So it just meant that Kudus' slight stretch for the shot meant it went up high, but it was that far away from post and in. So
was that Kilman's turn as well on the box there? It was a Kilman that played that ball out of defence because
that was Paqueta.
Yes, I was just saying the turn was beautiful. So
yeah,
good.
I mean, he basically Paqueta again for all those who aren't a big fan of him. I mean, he basically mopped up possession 3 yards from his own goal and then turned calmly and found a player. Alvarez crosses it over, shitting fucking pass, bad pass to Kudus. Kudus has it, no ball bobbling around. We've got it. Paqueta, Kudus holds possession, 18-yard line, passes back to Alvarez, tries to dink it over to Bowen, gets there, but it's difficult to do from there. Bowen's got to come back out. No, he's kept it. Bowen on the right wing. Fucking no. Goal kick. We were doing everything right, but when Bowen tried to cross it in, it hit their player and it bounced back off Bowen and went out for a goal kick, which is very, very, very frustrating. And they're replaying the break again. They didn't really do anything wrong.
Might as well have kept Moyes, Jason. No. The 2-1, almost 2-2 against City, 52 minutes.
Yeah. And that's not good enough. This is shit. I want my money back. And you two are absolute wankers.
That bit's true. That's fine. I don't mind that.
Yeah. No one's going to deny that. Like, just, state the truth. At least we're going to, worry them. We're going to make them think twice. And that hopefully will put them under some pressure.
Gareth thinks it's time to put Bowen up top and get Somerville on, which Gaza Hammer agrees with. Yeah, we all know Antonio can't do 90 minutes. Not against this team anyway.
Paqueta almost nicks the ball away, but goes to Rico Lewis. City build up and attack.
It was a beautiful break. Someone making a cuppa.
See, good commentary. That's fact. Someone has said it, and that has now become a fact on Earth.
New Mockton.
Yeah, the Kudus our best player thing. It's a funny one because it was obvious. It was one of those things that you know, but you don't pay attention to. And now our head coach should go, oh, you know what? I'll just play him up top because then he'll get the most chances. City had a chance, but we broke it up well enough. We cleared it. Bowen's got it on the right, dribbles past Guardiol, holds it up, passes back to Mavropanos, who's on the right. And then we maintain possession. Alvarez at the centre defence line over to Kilman. Passes it well to Paqueta. So this is the best we've played under Lopetegui so far. It just happens to be against the best team that will probably play this season. If we play like this against every other team at home, then we'll win most of those games.
I think we'll nick it. I still think we'll nick it. So we might be lucky.
Madness. Nonsense, crazy talk, too much positivity. Stop it. And I hope that wasn't, Wan-Bissaka plays it well, canters up the right wing, not many options, goes for a cross, a bit too far. Kudus gets it, though, on the left. Passes it out to Paqueta. Gives it away. I mean, he tried to play it through and it just didn't work. And now he's harrying Bernardo Silva for it, who falls over. No foul. Akanji tackled by Emerson. Man City've still got it in the corner. Akanji goes for a clearance. Haaland's got it. Can Rodriguez mop that up? Yes, he can. We're playing well. We know there's 50-50s and there's play that City are trying to do, and we're doing well.
We don't look out of place, and I think previous seasons it looked ridiculous.
I mean, I hope this gives us confidence that clearly we can do these things against the team who are best at doing it and who win most of the football games they play and lose like 3 times a season. If we can keep this up, then it will work against other teams.
Ironic said, you two are like the new players. It should all be good. We've conceded again.
It was all okay, but it's just cross was a bit too far from Bowen.
No. Ironic, you two are like new players. It'll all come good as the season progresses. If not, you're out in the January transfer window.
Yeah, but then you'll have to start again. At that point, the very little affection that you've built up in your otherwise cold hearts for us will have to happen for the same person. And also if anyone else comes in, I'll have to put up with Geo's relentless sexting on a daily basis.
Wrong one. Jeff has asked, what time do you think Charlie will be subbed on? It's kind of a bit like Charlie's left you. Like it's like the girlfriend.
Through ball, Bowen. Close, but no. We're playing well. We're attacking. Last 5 minutes have been all West Ham. Paqueta has the ball now. City players look as though they're tiring a bit. We've got the ball on the left wing, but they're not desperately pressing us. Comes back out to Paqueta, who's got some time and space to pass it across to Kilman, who feeds it across. Mavropanos, Wan-Bissaka, probably get that to Bowen outright. And he does. Bowen dribbles forwards. Oh, ball goes through Antonio. No, not quite. Corner or goal kick? Corner. Squeeze through, close chance. We win a corner. We continue to attack. If we can just get belief from this, it doesn't mean we want to switch off and go, oh, you know what, but City are going to have their possession moments, but this is our possession moment, and we're actually, we're doing something with it.
Yeah, DC says, regardless of the result, we're starting to look like we're moving in a good direction. Yeah, it's starting to come together.
Ball comes in, cleared, up in the air. Edison punches. Who's there? Shot. No, goal kick. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. I can't hear, but looks like the crowd are liking what they're seeing. So I imagine the noise volume should be building. Give the players something to go on.
Like I think any manager would say, if you're 60 minutes into the game and a goal behind, you're still in it. I know we're losing, but we're still in it.
I mean, we're absolutely in it. Playing this team, it could take them a couple of minutes to just, if they get the right pass through to Haaland and our defenders are up the pitch, then obviously, 3-1 in a second, then it feels like game's over. We can just keep this up, keep it going. But the funny thing about the London Stadium is it's just the areas of the stands where you just get vastly different people, but those people happen to club together. So, behind the goal, which is on the left side of the screen, you just have, more animated people. If you're behind that goal, then on the right, is more vocal people. And then on the left, you get people who start to moan a bit. And then as you move around the stadium, as you see it on the screen, the main bit you see on the screen on the left, those people are sitters and watchers. And it's very difficult for them to get in the game, which can be a bit frustrating if you happen to get a ticket amongst them.
That's a great analogy, Pete. It is like waiting for a bus and then 3 come along in quick succession. You're talking about how quickly they can score. Because City
really
can do
tap, 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 pass out to De Bruyne. Silva, marking needs to be better than that. City have it in our box, but we managed to clear it. Paqueta to Rodriguez. Pass out to Kudus. It's not a great pass. Kudus' pass out to Bowen. Keeper comes out. We win a throw-in. Yep, crowd are on their feet. There's belief. I mean, there's belief in the counter, which why wouldn't there be? You get Kudus and Bowen on the counter, their record last season, that they can get goals from there.
That yellow card for Emerson was stupid. an obvious one. Kudus dribblings are insane. Yeah, they are when he wants to do it. When he does it, quality.
The catch on the ball, lovely through ball to Emerson. Out to Bowen, 18-yard line, shoots but hits the player. Now wasn't that? His arms were by his side. And then City break.
A diving header by Emerson. That's quality.
Doku is fouled, but unnecessary to do that because he was going nowhere. Kilman gets a yellow card. Did not need to do that. Because I've watched the replay. I think it's one of the ones where Doku basically just like is going to kick it off the pitch. And then Mitchell just takes him down. I suppose it wasn't going that fast, but that wasn't a slow-mo. So thanks for that, Mitchell. I mean, I feel the same about every West Ham game. It's weird. How can you ever enjoy that? Rich says attacking patterns of play. Dean says Paqueta has been excellent. Barry's taking the victory of not falling asleep. And yeah, defenders getting yellow cards, not ideal. And we've got Todibo on the bench, but then when he came on, he got a yellow card. Or when he played, he got a yellow card and had to be taken off. Grealish attacks. Pass to Silva. No, it's not a good shot. Fabianski straight at him.
I mean, Doku has got Kilman and Emerson booked in the last sort of 5 minutes. Very tricky.
Yeah, I mean, it was, but also, I mean, it's the kind of, I understand you're on the pitch and you're all hyped up, but you know Doku's going to do that. Like, you're defending against Doku and you think, what is he going to do at this moment in time? And he's going to flail his foot around and then tap it past you. Like, that's a guaranteed thing he's going to do. So don't just flail your leg at him.
65 minutes. Is it time to make a sub, or are we doing quite well? Is there no reason to upset the balance?
I mean, I guess give it another couple of minutes because we are having moments of possession as well. And I mean, Antonio's pace is definitely, when he has pace, is a factor. We're not doing badly for possession, and we are playing it quite well. So, I mean, I suppose from that sense, full crook for Antonio wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if he can be another option. Kudus collects, drives forward, a lot of space. City players are, Kudus gives it away. Fuck's sake. Oh! You can't criticize Kudus, but it was just the wrong choice at the wrong time. And we were in a good position, and he just made the wrong choice. Yeah, I mean, 65, I don't think they haven't shown. It's been a good game. I mean, it's been quite an intense game, so they haven't been showing like who's warming up or anything like that. So I don't know who is like readying themselves or not.
Very ageist, DC. Not about that.
Yeah. So City have possession in their own half, and they look to build out to Doku as usual. There we go. That's how to do it. Emerson shows how to defend against Doku. You watch his little jink tap. And indeed, Gundogan, one of the best midfielders in world football, is about to enter the pitch. Don't know who's coming on for at the moment. City possession in their own half with their defence. Goes out to De Bruyne on the right. I mean, I think they're relaxed a bit after we've been attacking. They probably just want to hold on to it for as long as they can.
Not been too many shots in the last 5 minutes. It's going to be quiet.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't want to jinx it as a random nobody. Doku goes down the left, tears past Paqueta, cross goes in, but it's too far. And that wasn't Paqueta's fault. Doku's just rapid. Grealish now has it on the left. Goes into the box. Wan-Bissaka does very well. Nicks possession off him. Bowen comes to collect. plays it up, but that was too ambitious for WHUMCI to then burst up and get it at that point. So City have possession.
So the only shot we've had on target has been Bowen's, which is probably in about the first 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, the best chance itself has been the Kudus chance. As City win a corner, because De Bruyne shoots and it hits, I think, Mavropanos. Obsidian says, Phil, we had to score me on top. Very true, but I think we'll have our chances. We'll definitely have our chances. Good 25 minutes left of this game. Northie, can you ask Geo? You've got Geo in a cage and a GIMP suit, and he's in barking mode, which he does once a week, I think.
Yeah, sorry, one of the dogs. I did mute it. Tried to catch it, but someone left the house.
So Gundogan comes on.
No, that's off target. Johnny, the only shot we had on target was Bowen's.
Doku goes off. I mean, Gundogan coming on is never a good thing, as De Bruyne crosses the ball in, plays it short to Grealish. De Bruyne crosses, close but no. Goal kick. Doku was basically their biggest threat at that point. He'd already got a couple of players on cards, and he was a bigger threat than. They were just putting everything down the right. I think Bernardo Silva's now moved out to right wing, as the game's very open and Kovacic passes it forward, and Man City are now just going to dink it around very slowly in their own half up to us as we just back off a bit and get ready again.
I think maybe the Doku changed because he's quite direct to me. Gundogan's better at holding the ball, keeping control of it.
Yeah. Gundogan's just a fantastic player. One would have to admit. Anyway, now we've got the ball. Bowen's got it on the right, passes it back to Rodriguez. So Paqueta, we're going to just maintain possession as well, which we've been doing quite well. Alvarez has it. Passes it back to Mavropanos, up to Paqueta, who almost loses possession but doesn't, goes back to Alvarez. Nice pass up to Bowen in space. Hasn't got many options on, gets kicked. Referee says play on. Bowen takes it up the right wing. Wan-Bissaka's on the right wing. Holds it, no options. Passes it back to Alvarez. Paqueta, 30 yards away from goal, crosses it in. Kudus in the box, but very difficult opportunity to take. Pushed out left, and we win a corner. There we go.
Is he warming up? Is he warming up?
They haven't showed any camera angle in that direction, so I don't even know if anyone's warming up or doing. Subs.
Oh yeah, it's Soufal.
Yeah. Emerson's coming off, so that must be the yellow card. So I guess Wan-Bissaka's probably going to go out left. So Emerson off, and then Fulkrug on for. It must be Antonio, but they haven't showed it yet. Yeah, Emerson's working, worked hard, dripping in sweat, covered in mud. Antonio is off. Fulkrug now is if you were going to score a goal, if your name was Nicholas Fulkrug and you were German and you were paid a lot of money to be a professional footballer, now would be your time to make that happen, as we have a corner.
He's 31, isn't he? Fulkrug.
I can't remember.
I think so.
Cross hit Kilman on the head and went out. Bit of a weird one. It's just an odd thing to do. It's almost like Hillman didn't. It's almost like Hillman was standing there and the ball hit him on the head, but he must have known the cross came in. So
there's not much confidence in the substitutes. It seems in the group.
Soufal isn't bad. I just think Wan-Bissaka is much better. But you got Emerson on a yellow, right? And he did look absolutely shattered. And it was 70 minutes in, and he's been rinsed by Doku, who's one of the fastest players in the league.
We do have a backup left back. We need a backup to the backup. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, Cookie Hammer says that we're praising Man City too much, I think, by saying Gundogan is incredibly good footballer. So I shouldn't have said that. I mean, say Sufal isn't bad, he's terrible. Bit harsh. Little bit on the harsh side of things.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think he's a good backup player. I don't think Emerson has been that rinsed. He hasn't been amazing. Has he been that bad to take him off unless he's carrying a knock?
Well, I mean, I just think, it's a fresh leg situation nonetheless. 70 minutes in this game against Doku.
Which part of Latvia are you from? I forgot.
Middle East European. Middle East European. I guess that would be, Belarus, or like you say.
Is that the subs or us? I don't know.
If anyone can name capital cities without looking it up, we have no way to looking it up. But if you can name the capital cities of Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia, you win. You win today's watch along. The prize is nothing but the feeling of honour.
Which one was it? I know two of those. Went to one of them on my stag do.
City have the ball, but we're pressing, and they've got it around the halfway line. But we're still kind of keen to press, which is nice to see. Can't remember who it was wanted to see some fight, but I think we're getting the fight that you wanted. We're not just sitting back. We've had our moments. I would say City continues to pass it around well, but someone didn't like that. But they are passing it around very well, so I will say that. Gundogan gets it on the right. De Bruyne back to Gundogan on the right. They're taking their time with it. Silva goes backwards to Akanji. Now Kovacic has it in the middle of the field, 25 yards from goal. He's probably going to pass out left, and he does. They've got it on their left wing. Sufal tracks the player, ball comes in, but it's a bad pass. Rodriguez to Bowen. It's a very silly pass to make. It looked calm, but just put Bowen under trouble. And he has 3 players around him. And Dave, do I win? Just randomly naming general areas.
In the respect of someone. I don't know who.
Yeah, we've got Riga. That's come up. Your mama town. You're close. You're getting closer. 2 out of 3.
We've got a 12-year-old in the house. Still makes you giggle.
If we could have clean, what's the best clean your mama jokes that everyone knows, which is not being misogynist or sexist, but this is part of culture, and we need to know what not to say. I heard one that says your mama is so fat that she jumped up in the air and got stuck.
Yep. I like your mama joke.
But we can only say them on the strong premise that there's nothing wrong with being portly or broad in the beam. It just means you enjoy life. Why not? And Rodriguez gets a yellow card. As Man City have sustained a period of possession on 75 minutes.
It's 15 minutes to go. How is everybody getting on with their match bingo? Is there anyone that's close to getting a full house? Drop in the comments there. Just hopefully one of you's won some dosh. It'd be great to have somebody win live during this. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, there are some good ones in the chat. We can't highlight any of them for obvious reasons. And again, this is just a cultural analysis. Rico Lewis in box crosses in, Kilman clears. This is just a historic recollection of humour.
I like that.
There's nothing we endorse or approve.
Your mum is so fat she puts her belt on with a boomerang. I like that one.
Okay, De Bruyne has a cross. And these could also be your dad. If we want to change them to your dad, that would also make it less cancelable on our part. Everyone's favourite football player, Thomas Souček, enters the pitch. Alvarez comes off, which is fair enough. 76 minutes. of covering City's attacks, which I would say really good, but then they say, oh, you're just like blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the Football Club Manchester City are actually very good at the game of football. So Alvarez is knackered.
He's going to get the equaliser. Souček is going to get
ready to equalise this game. Come on. De Bruyne crosses it in and it's cleared by Fulkrug. Cleared it. Bowen has it on the left, crowded out, but wins a throw-in. There you go. Souček double hat-trick. No problem. Let's get the positivity rocking.
If that's on match bingo, then yeah, you screwed.
Just laughing at Super Luke's there. I'm not going to say it. But
Yeah, right, Super Luke. That's a good one.
As West Ham attack, Kudus swings it from left all the way out to right. Soufal controls it well, goes up the pitch looking for someone to cross to, does get the cross in, but it's not great. And Man City have it again. And City have it, pass it back to their keeper.
Yeah, Souček's going to get his nut on it. I agree.
He's gonna chest it down, pass it calmly over to ball comes in, Fulkrug. Souček shoots wide. I think the referee actually did okay there by not giving the foul, because I thought he was going to give the foul because Kudus made contact with a Man City player who then fell over.
Yes, Jeff, it is 2-1 City.
I mean, Souček probably should have. Oh, fuck. Paqueta was screaming for it. Paqueta was asking for it back from Souček. And then Paqueta looks very annoyed that he did not get it back from Souček. But we're still creating. We're one goal away from a point, and we're putting some effort in. Both sides are tiring. It's fair to say this game's been pretty full on.
Yeah, we're up there, though. We are up there. And that's positive. We're not sitting back waiting for the counter.
Mike Crowe is happily looking forward to the Souček equaliser, which is nice to see.
Check the bounces.
That's Barry's dad joke of the day. De Bruyne crosses it in, Fabianski catches it. Yeah, I think probably we've had a lot of puns, and a lot of them are very good, but that might be dad joke of the day by Barry. I'm not going to read Super Luke's jokes out because I don't want to be recorded on the internet saying them. As we have possession, Paqueta passes it forward. It's not a bad pass, but a bit difficult for Fulkrug to really get anything on that. Wan-Bissaka has a lot to do. Ball gets cleared to De Bruyne. Can Paqueta get that? Yes, he can, but squirms out to one of their players. Game is very open.
Paqueta does look to be a bit tired to me, though. I mean, I know he's got that style where he never bombs around, but
yeah,
just looks tired.
Man City attack, but slowly, and they pass it backwards to their defenders. 10 minutes to go, they might have luck, why wouldn't they? But
yeah, that's the key.
We haven't been doing bad. DC is still optimistic. Mad optimism. 10 plus minutes to go. Pete says time for Paqueta to go off. De Bruyne crosses it in, but Kilman covers well. City corner. Yeah, I mean, with their players are tired as well. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I don't think this game has been long ball.
No, it hasn't. I mean, the thing about Paqueta is Paqueta's had a lot of good moments in this half. He might be frustrating at times, but he's done a lot of good defensive work. He's broken up their play. He's been in the right place at the right time, and not only in defensive work. In the second half, when he gets it, he finds a teammate.
Dave said it's a good time to bring Somerville and Guilherme on. I think Guilherme's a tough one.
Ball goes through, City on the left, crosses it in. Well,
Some do, yes.
Wan-Bissaka gets a useful foot, and it goes out for a City throw-in.
Yeah, that's been a decent effort. Fresh and play a top team and be in it.
It is. It's quite difficult from the perspective of you're given a shred of hope. You're given a tiny, minuscule shred of hope at this point against Manchester City.
They've had 21 shots and 6 on target.
Oh, fuck. Paqueta did something well, then gave it away. Oh, Wan-Bissaka clears up. City players stupidly try and claim that was a pass back, which means they must not understand the game for all, because that was not a pass back. Bowen does well, but he's got 2 defenders on him.
Oh, no.
Who was that? Mavropanos just sold himself, and they pass it through to Haaland. Don't score, you cunt. Of course he fucking scores. 3-1 City. Fucking Mavropanos. Stupid fucking... Oh, sorry. Mavropanos annoyed me greatly there because that was stupid. He did not need to do that. See the replay. Maybe it wasn't solely his fault, but from first watch, I don't know why he did that, like dash forward unnecessarily.
Just watching the replay now.
We've still got camera on Haaland, haven't showed the replay yet, but that was really basic. They had it on their 18-yard line. Guardiola passes up. Mavropanos just gets a mad rush of blood to the head, and then that leaves the defence a bit open. I mean, could Kilman have done better? Maybe.
Was Wan-Bissaka playing him on there? Was he the one that was back?
I think all of them were playing him on. It was just stupid by Mavropanos. Why? The game wasn't even like that. You don't need to come out and be a hero and claim possession in the midfield. If you're a centre-back, that's why you're a centre-back, not a midfielder. There was no danger. The danger is you just dash out and completely upset the defence. Possible offside. VAR's checking, but it doesn't look like that to me at all. No, it's onside. Well, there we go. That is how...
Was everyone playing him on?
To concede a goal against City.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I mean, obviously people will be like, now this is crap, now this is crap. We haven't been bad. I think Mavropanos...
Of course it won't.
What shouldn't start again for us if we've got Todibo. It was just such a stupid thing to do.
He makes it look so easy, though.
It wasn't bad. It was idiotic why you would suddenly make that decision to be a hero. Somerville now is on for Bowen, but obviously you might say it's too late.
Yeah, just resting him now, I think.
I mean, this is an interesting comment because I think, yes, I think we can beat Fulham and Chelsea, absolutely. I definitely think it's possible. We're just playing against like a 40-goal-a-season striker, and then if for some reason Lopetegui thinks that Mavropanos has done well enough, or Todibo didn't convince him or something, he's gone with this starting lineup. Hopefully, I think there Mavropanos basically just relegates himself to the bench by just making a bad choice that didn't need to be made.
I mean, that's a bold claim after 3 games. I think his subs were really good in the Palace game.
I mean, again, you make these, some of the errors aren't that bad. The first error wasn't that bad. The second goal was borderline a bit bad. Because you don't mark their goal scorer in the box, but the pace they moved it through. Third one was, unforgivable from the sense that if you were the manager and you had a football player and you'd picked him, and then he did that, he was in centre defence, and then he just burst out of centre defence, like just basically like a teenager playing football who doesn't know how to play the game of football. You're a central defender. The game's quite slow at that point, and you just hurl yourself out of the defensive line. Then, if I was the manager, I wouldn't pick that player again, unless for some reason you had to. You basically do just a classic David Moyes freeze out. I know, and a lot of people are fan on that. I mean, you get Todibo in, maybe we'll be all shored up and we'll have someone who doesn't do what just happened.
Boys, I think you were saying.
Oh yeah, no, I was just that wasn't the one I was going for.
One shot, Dave. We did have one shot.
Yep. Exactly. 34 goals conceded. That's ambitious.
De Bruyne are off.
Yep. See, I mean, we're going to have to wait till the next game, but we haven't been playing badly. Things could be very different in the game of ifs and buts. If that Kudus one goes in instead of goes on the post, 10 centimetres to the right, that's 2-2. And yeah, obviously you can always play hindsight, but if changes were made, if this, if that, and that's now like quite totting up Mavropanos' mistakes if you include last season and his like pass backs that cause goals. Players are still at least fighting for something. It's just now they're replaying the goals, which is always wonderful.
Yeah, this one is over.
Yep, mistakes. Got punished.
We've got 2 weeks as well to the next one. Is it 2 weeks?
Okay. Fabianski punches it out. Shane McDonough says, Joe, you're not pointing enough. That's probably it. Ian's generally annoyed. It's going to happen, Ian. We are going to lose sometimes. Clive nails it. Not really much in a footballing sense is going to happen. 89 minutes in, we can but try, and we've got players coming in. Go on, you go.
I am.
It's got that bad. It's got that bad that you must be consuming a partially gelatinated flavored beverage at this point. There you go. Paqueta wins possession. Does he get fouled? Yes. We have a free kick. 5 minutes. 5 minutes injury time. We could all be like, these comments are flying in, trying to click on one. We would all be like Montana Prime. 2 individual errors. I am not even worried. There we go.
I think that's fair. This isn't a bad performance. It's 3-1 against the team that are going to win the Premier League. I think we all know that. So I think
unless they get fined points. Does anyone in the chat have a reason, like other than just an opinion, but some form of reason why any of 115 charges might actually, might they get some points taken off? Not that I can really say I want them to, because then if you end up with Arsenal winning the league, the only funny thing about if Arsenal win the league based on City having points taken off, then it does kind of like neutralize or nullify Arsenal's title. If they get one title, but then it's, that's only because City got docked points, then it kind of means they didn't really win it. That would be reasonably funny if they were going to do it rather than on merit. Apart from that,
Dave, that is a great question. No, we shouldn't write off the games against these bigger teams, but I definitely think they're bonus points. Like we're not going to win the league. We've got way too many new players to be able just to hit the ground running. So I think this season, I think my prediction was between 7th and 10th. It's going to take time to gel. So
yeah, and like I was saying, City aren't only a bigger team. Again, they should have beaten Real Madrid last year. So I just think they're a bit of a one-off. The other teams, I don't think come close to them. With the team that we've got out today and the way we're playing, I think we should look for a win at home against any team, Arsenal, Liverpool, whoever else. So I think we should look for a win against those teams. But you come up with a team that are looking for 5 Premier League titles in a row and can bring on, the bench that they have. I just think you take your positives and you say, well, we've actually made an effort. Some of our players actually been good. Like when we've been in possession, we've been good. Yeah, a lot of it hasn't quite worked out here and there, but we've been all right.
And talking of bench, Salah to replace Paqueta. Again, I think it will take him time to get up to speed. It's funny, you can kind of see it in the comments where people are turning on certain players. I think Paqueta's now getting that kind of bit of hate. Is he the new Souček? Is Salah the new shiny thing that's coming in?
Yeah, I mean that I agree with that. I think we did put up some fight. I think we did have moments in the game, but it was just 3 bad moments. Every single one of those cost us. And yeah, it's not that we write it off, but yeah, it'd be nice to see Kudus played up top, I think. That would be good. Jeff's given us license to communicate as Man City attack is. There's 5 minutes injury time. The clock I'm on is, I can get the official timer up. And don't forget, Geo is on after this to give you his thoughts and opinions about, I don't even know how he's going to go on. You'll have to find out. As a sane person, I reckon Geo will be actually kind of okay with it and maybe even pleased. Let's see. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think we're still going to do well in the league. I think we're going to beat, most teams will come up against the home. If we play like this, I was worried, to be honest. I was worried only because I didn't know if Souček was going to start this game. Haaland gets through, he's quite wide, and he doesn't score. Hooray.
DC said he honestly doesn't see the point of Salah on a straight loan. I mean, we kind of need that sort of player in the short term. So that, for me, the loan system is that you just have someone for a season, but don't always have to buy them. And you may be crap.
Somerville. Hit the post. Save and post from Somerville. Last kick of the game.
Hit the post twice now. See, we could have drawn this 3-3.
Exactly. So that's full time. The only final thing I'd say is thank you for everyone who stuck around through a game and a watch along. Let's face it, it's quite difficult to watch because there's a degree of inevitability. Geo will be on any moment now with his thoughts, but I think we play like this with this starting lineup. I think we're going to be rapidly happy very soon. I'm actually very positive after losing 3-1, and that's my opinion. So final from you, Northie.
Have a good weekend, everyone. I'm going to go and eat my McDonald's. See you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks everyone for joining.